Hello,
Hello.
everybody.
Hey everyone. Uh,
Glad to see you all here on a Saturday afternoon. Hey, Gramsy
yes.
Life.
Hey
Hey,
Gramsci Life.
Leanne. Hey, Tessie. Hey, Justin. Justin was early, though. He might not be here right now.
Yeah, he might not be.
But if you are,
But hey,
hello, Justin. Love you,
hello
boy.
Justin.
It's
Um,
been a hell of a morning for me, guys. I'll let you know that right now. But
we're
what
here to have
we're here to watch old KJ
fun.
videos and laugh and be like, what the hell's going
What
on?
is going
Hey,
on?
Britta.
Um, wait. Yes, Gramsci Life. Send me that on Discord, and I will definitely have a look. Um, I would definitely have a look. Hey Barrett. Is it Barrett or Barrett?
Well, please let
Ooh.
us know how to say your name because I get names wrong all the time.
Oh, I do all the time.
I thought it was Britta, but it could be Barrett. I would love to know who's right, who's wrong, so I can say your name properly. Because I know people say my name wrong, especially when it's spelled JCCI. They'll say JC. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of close, but it happens.
Kind of close.
Um, but yes, so let me pull up. So I had to make a separate Facebook account for the time being, since of course I'm still locked out of my Facebook and someone hacked it, even though it has my recovery email and it has all of that. Facebook has not gotten back to me, even though I have sent them my driver's license. I've emailed them. I've even gone on now. I thought, hey, I can get a hold of YouTube via Twitter. Let me try Twitter with them.
Like
So, Borit,
Dorrit, but
Barrett,
with a
Borit,
B. So
like Dorit,
like
but
Borit,
with a B. Borit, Barrett,
Borit.
Barrett, Borit. Oh my God, I'm so bad with names. I
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
hoping I'm hoping we're saying it right. I'm so
I
sorry,
hope
babe.
so. Sorry. And
If you want to come live with us, you're more than welcome to come up here with us. Let
yeah,
us know.
and like
You can
yeah,
watch KJ videos with us.
and have some fun.
So yeah, I had to make a separate Facebook account because a lot of her old videos obviously are on Facebook where she started. And if I didn't have a Facebook, they only let you watch the first half hour. She said yes for it. All right. So we are
She said
doing right. Thank
Borit.
God.
I've been saying it wrong every time. Then like, damn.
Well, it happens. It does. We know this. We
It does.
like ballistic rhino.
Oh God.
At least ballistic likes it. But
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
saying it because you were saying it, not realizing it either. Looking at it, and then I was like looking at it, I'm like, it's not even Rhino, it's Rolo.
Yeah, I was like, damn. But it was so
Oh,
funny though when I realized, because like, wait, that doesn't say Rhino, that says
when
Rhino.
you ever said that, I was like, oh
Oops.
my God.
I've been calling it ballistic rhino for ages. And it's because I keep, when you just look at a name and you just glance at it
Yep,
and then like you read the text, my
I
mind
know.
just put rhino there and I was like, oh, oops. No, I'm not. No. Wait. No, I'm not. Say yes to panel, but yes to Jackie's pronunciation. Ah,
So Borit or
yeah.
Barrett. One or two. Borit is one, Barrett is two.
Which
Because I
one is
said
it?
it both times. I want to make sure I get it right. So every time I see you, I say your name right, and you come and support me, and I love it, and I want to be able to support you the
Yes.
right way as well. So
Mm.
did we watch? We didn't watch the child exploration. Okay, so we didn't watch the child
It's Barrett.
exploration video.
It's like
Okay, perfect.
Barrett.
Barrett, woohoo!
Ah, there we go. Woo!
I
I got
will.
it right.
That's what I thought. All right, we got it right. Love you, girl. Thank you for coming and supporting us.
Yes.
I really do. I really do appreciate it. It's been a really rough morning for me, and I'm glad to be here with everybody to, just laugh and smile, especially because I
Yes,
got work at 5 o'clock, so I can't be going to work
that
miserable.
you do. I always forget that you have work.
Yeah, Saturday is one of my busiest nights, and then Sunday is one of my even busier nights. So you think Saturday, it's a weekend, it's busy. No, it gets busier on the Sunday for crazier
Wow.
reasons.
Oh, I have the hiccups. Hey, after,
But
was it last 2 weeks?
I looked up where the kids are now. The oldest girl is back with her mom, and the boy is
Boy.
either adopted or in foster care. He is
Oh.
adopted, so someone else messaged me as well, Liam. The little boy was adopted, and
Mm.
his adopted parents are loving on him and giving him the best life possible. So we at least know the little boy is in a better place and getting the love and attention that he deserves. I hope that she's doing better and that the oldest girl is getting the attention she deserves from her mother, but it just sounds like, hey, there's our ballistic.
Hey, ballistic.
We can only hope for the best for those children. I am happy to
Yes.
find out that the boy was adopted and is in a better place, but
Yeah.
is this H you were talking about? We are
Uh,
talking about KJ
I'm lost. Who we're
today.
talking about? Basically, no, we're talking about the children that
From
KJ was
last
talking.
from last week, yep.
Yeah, that KJ was talking about.
Susan
Because you know.
Colefield and her children.
Yes.
And they have a new channel. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
So last week we watched a KJ video, an old KJ video, and it was about um munch housing. And she was talking about Susan Colefield and her kids, which was like a family channel, and how
Yeah.
she was exploiting her children for money. And it got really crazy.
Mm.
And this was done in 2018, 19, early 2019. So Leanne did look up where the kids are now. I got a comment on the video saying where the son is, and someone else messaged me to let me know that the son was adopted and that he is doing really well, and the adoptive parents are loving, caring people. And I just found out now from Leanne that they have a new channel. Oh my gosh!
Mm.
Hey, Big Papa!
Hey, Big
In
Papa, I didn't
these
even
new
see
videos,
that.
I think the mom is putting the daughter up to a new narrative. Oh no.
Oh
We
God, no.
definitely, I will say that's something I will look into more so that way we can find out some info. I
Yeah.
mean, if that's what's going on, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And
Like
as
no.
much as KJ is crazy and she has some points for some people, I will give her that. And
Yeah.
she did find somebody that was doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and I will give her that.
Is
Definitely will give her that.
is there an echo on my end, guys?
No, I don't hear an echo on your end.
Is it just me hearing an echo? Because like
I believe it is just you, but let's see what everyone else says because I don't hear an echo.
I'm
Are you
hoping
watching
that
it via YouTube as well? No
no
echo from a Gramsy life.
weird. That
I love that saying, Ballistic. A broken clock is wrong twice a day. That is so
oh
true.
wow, you know what? Ballistic put that and said
And
it just
Justin said it too. Look, yes,
Great minds think alike.
yes, exactly. No echo. So it's just you, Josh, babe. So we
It's just my
have this.
headset being a pain in the ass.
Yeah, yeah. Your headset seems to do that. Are you
It
wearing the
does.
new one or the old one?
I'm wearing my wireless ones.
Oh, well, maybe you need to wear the new
Yeah.
one. So
Yes.
this week we are gonna watch this KJ video. I'm gonna pull it up on screen now. I'm gonna share my screen. You're gonna see, behind the scenes. Actually, I can do it just via the tab. I was going to say, you're going to see the behind the scenes of StreamYard, but it's coming up as Facebook Live. I believe that is the video. Yes, it is. There we go. Let me add it to the stream. Here's KJ. Unless the hands are off or it's digital. Exactly. Echoes are just sounds. So nice. You hear them twice. Oh, that's true.
It isn't when it's my voice, because I don't like the sound of my own voice. Although I am getting used to it though.
She is scary.
I'm getting used to it.
This is like right after she actually chopped off her hair, it seems like. Because she had all that long hair and she chopped it off right before she went blonde.
Did she cut off her own hair or did she go to a hairdresser to do it?
I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking she went to a hairdresser, yeah. I would hope. But let's see. Well, you got to ask her. So the comments look to be 2 years ago. It's still not giving me an exact date.
Oh, Facebook doesn't.
And this person commented a couple times 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's true, Justin.
So it looks to be about 2 years ago. It doesn't have the exact date. Maybe if I click on this, it'll give me more info. No, of course it won't. But let's start the show. Let's see what she has to say today. It says 2 seconds in. Let's go back. Oh, look at that mean mug. Look at that mean mug. All right.
Ooh.
Okay. There's no volume. Let me turn it up.
No sound.
Busy today.
Oh.
I wrote an article about
I got to turn it up.
Susan Schofield, and
Is it loud enough?
Actually, it was like the only article I wrote because it took me a bunch of time. And
is it loud enough for everybody?
I was still doing research this
morning. Because I know it's very quiet on my end.
I can hear it okay, but what about you guys in chat? Can you guys hear it?
Usually when I share the screen, the audio goes down way lower for me. You know what I'm going to do? Well, we knew the headphones didn't work last time. Let me get my plug-in headphones like KJ has on. Let me get some plug-in headphones. Hey there!
Is it Sheila? Yeah, I'm assuming that's Sheila. Sheila Foster Swanson. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the Crazy House where we talk about KJ.
Okay, I'm back with my plug-in headphones. Let's see where to plug these bad boys in. Right here. Ooh. My boyfriend's been using them, even though they're pink. He's been using them for his guitar. He's been using them so he can listen to the guitar, even though I don't mind when he plays guitar. Let's see what happens. I'm going to plug in my headphones.
Oh, Shyla. It's pronounced Shyla. Okay.
Oh, Shyla.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
So you were saying it wrong? I love the name Shyla.
I pronounce names wrong all the time.
All right, let's see. Can you hear me? Yes, you can.
I was going to make a joke then, but I'm not going to.
But it's not coming out my headphones. Huh. Let me change that setting really quick. Audio.
We're just doing tech support.
Speakers, we want through the default headphones.
My parents spelled it wrong. Well.
Perfect.
Yes, I have my parents to thank for my name.
Josh, speak for me so I can see if I could hear you.
Oh, Jackie.
No.
Can you hear me?
I'm going to just do it that the speakers, echo cancellation's off. I'm going to just have it so that communications are through my headphones.
I mean, I can hear it. So.
There we go. Anyways, it's always on Saturday that I seem to have an issue with my audio.
I wonder why that is.
You guys can still hear me. Yeah, all right, I see my thing.
I can hear you.
I don't know why I can't hear Josh.
You should be able to hear me. My headphones are still working.
I can't hear Josh. Why? Josh,
Why?
speak for me, babe.
I'm speaking. Hey, Candy.
Go in the private chat
Katie.
because apparently I can't hear you.
I'm speaking.
Are you talking?
Yes, I'm definitely talking. I can't type.
All right.
Can everybody else
I'm
hear me in
unplugging
chat?
these freaking headphones.
Can everybody else hear me?
I hear you now. It was the headphones.
Oh.
I don't know why, but it's always an issue on Saturday. So we're just going to say F it, and we're going to go. If there's an echo, let me know. We'll figure it out from there. But let's watch this
Guess what? It's your fault.
It's my fault. It's always my fault.
Yeah.
Hey, Katie.
You know how I can hear an echo and nobody else can? When you plugged your headset in, there was no echo. When you took it out, there was. I'm like, so I'm blaming you.
Okay, blame me. My wireless headphones have been those were the ones acting up last week. And we have to do a test. We have to do a test tomorrow when we have more time.
Yeah.
But let's check this out. So she got that mean mug on. Let me know if there is an echo though, guys, when you hear it.
Yeah, let us know.
On it, and then by the time I was done, I was just not interested in writing anything else. And that's the beauty of working from home and having a job that I control what I do. So in my sort of, diving into the rabbit hole that is Susan Schofield, it's come to my...
So she's talking about Susan again, apparently.
Mm-hmm. But can we just take a moment to say that she looked like a smug little SOB then?
Hey, that
Amber chick. Okay, Jinx.
My pause game is on point, especially with the KJ.
Yes.
She just loves that control. That is an absolute.
Yes, that is
right
true.
on the money.
So
right
true.
on the money.
Damn, what a forehead. I mean, I've got a receding hairline too, but I've got a fringe, so it hides it.
She could hide it if she just, combed her hair over a little bit more, or maybe had bangs. You never know.
Do you reckon bangs
got me sort of thinking about this bigger picture, right?
No.
So Susan has basically, hey Daniel, created a world where since her children have been very young, she has put her children in the public view. She has used really multiple medias in order to get her sort of her
which
face
apparently
out there,
she's
the
still
children's
putting
names
her
out
daughter
there.
in the public view.
And it started in 2010
pause
with
where I can
Discovery
see
Health.
her hand.
Her hand?
Yeah, I want to know something.
Doing the docuseries on that.
Well, I know she just showed her hand, so we can go back a couple seconds.
It's just something I want to know.
We're at 1:15. Let's see if I can get my pause game on point.
No, that was a good one.
There we go.
Right,
there you go.
Okay. Because if you look at her now, her skin tone has changed color, and I'm trying to work out whether it's lighting or makeup, and I'm thinking it's lighting.
It probably is. She has a much better camera now than she did. She probably wasn't. We know she wasn't using a ring light back then, so she's using a ring light for sure.
Yes, I was just curious because it's like you watch this video and you watch one of her recent videos, and it's like there's a big difference.
Yeah, it's definitely the lighting. She needs to.
I was just looking at it going, is it makeup or lighting?
It's definitely lighting. And Tessie, my plans for this weekend are to work. Such great plans.
Work. You gotta.
Right?
That song's in my head now.
Oh, sorry. That is a poop face.
It is.
Yep, and Leanne thinks it's the lighting as well. So
Yeah, I just needed to look at her hands because obviously, like, she could have put
that's
makeup on her
yes.
face
We
instead.
all want to know: did Tessie and Big Papa get tickets? Did you get your tickets yet?
Well, I'm confused.
So that was the whole reason I brought up the tickets and the pricing was on the rant night was because Tessie was looking at prices to get tickets to a concert she was going to
Oh yeah.
or
So
wanted
that
to go to.
yes.
So, but yes, we want to know. Let us know. No tickets yet.
Oh man.
Don't give up, girl. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Keep on
Hey,
going.
you know what? I'm going to start looking for you as well because I might be able to help you out.
Natural clan.
$70, yeah, $70 tickets is $150. It is crazy how the ticket prices are going up. But anyways, back to KJ. Oh, you hide your forehead. KJ could too, yeah, she totally could.
She totally could.
All right, let's see what she's got to say. So she's continuing this conversation about Susan and her kids. And we know that her oldest daughter is now back with her and does have a channel. So we will be looking into this information for sure.
Her face out there, the children's names out there. And, you know, it started in 2010 with Discovery Health doing the docuseries on them. And, you know, a lot of those reality shows that have been sort of geared around children and around families that are going through unique situations,
but that's a TV
as it
show.
Relates to health
they
issues
do things
or
production wise. They make sure not to air certain things, and it's when you're doing it yourself, you're airing it whatever you want to be put out there.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
And she
families that
that's a posing it on point.
That's a great face right there.
That's a great face right there.
I kind of want to screenshot this, guys. Let's screenshot it. We are screenshotting it. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pause game on fleek right there. On fleek there. Oh gosh.
Don't sell a kidney, Tess.
Oh my god. So I have old KJ stuff folder, so we're just gonna put headshot #1 in her old KJ folder. And we'll probably get a couple more.
Have like 18 kids, or families that have sextuplets, or
talking about the Duggars.
Families that, you know, are
sextuplets.
Like the little people.
That's another TV show.
So like we have become this sort of population.
Which I do watch the Duggars. I do watch the Busbys. I do watch the sextuplet show, the D'Ericos, or I forgot the name of their show. I watch all those TLC shows that she's talking about, which is part of Discovery Channel, which we know.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch the Discovery Channel as well. So I watch all these shows, Katie.
And where we are obsessed with looking into the lives of other people.
Oh my God, you need to clip that.
It's not obsessed. It's interested. I'm interested to see how these families with 6 or 8 kids live. I'm interested to see how the Duggars live, because they are a different religion and they have 18, 19 kids and counting, you know, because it started when they was like 16.
But you need to clip that because that's hilarious. We are obsessed with people, and I'm like, no,
she's
Kelly,
obsessed.
You're just obsessed with people,
right? Yes, I love the Busbys too. That's a very, just watching it from her being pregnant to where they are now. Those little girls are so adorable, and I love Danielle. I think she's an amazing mother. The whole family is great. Adam is great. It's an amazing show, and you don't ever see anything explicit in it. It's like, and even they even Adam does his own filming as well, and he has a YouTube channel, but he does a lot of filming for their Instagram and stuff, and they never get too personal about their kids' lives and what's going on.
That is true. And Shiloh, that's true. There's nothing wrong with being curious.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yep. And Tessie likes the Busbies as well. They're so cute, those girls.
Before we had stuff like YouTube or Facebook, we used reality TV. And so that's how we
still use reality TV.
We're really sort of able to see what was going on in real people's lives. Well, today in 2019, you don't even have to be on reality TV if you want to get exposure and if you want to build a name for yourself and if you want to, get attention. And so we have been able to, as parents, sort of morph from not only being parents, but also to having a platform with social media, putting our entire lives out there. Right?
But you don't need to put your entire life out there. You can put what you want. That is the good thing about having your own channel. You can put whatever you want. Oh, Ballistic, don't worry, honey. You stay safe too.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And I'm not going to take any shit from anyone. I promise.
Yes, I know sleep is my friend.
We love you. I hope you have a great day.
Yes.
And Josh, both me and Josh don't sleep. Actually, I slept last night, but that was the first time in a long time.
I didn't.
Of course. Hey, Jamie. We weren't criticizing her appearance. Oh my gosh. Okay, listen, we never criticized her. We were just asking if she would look better with bangs. And yeah, she does have a large forehead. I can criticize myself all day. If you want me to criticize myself, please.
Oh, I've got a list, but I've got a large forehead.
But yes, we weren't criticizing her. Josh even said he has a receding hairline as well. It was nothing to criticize.
And I was just trying to work out if it was makeup, because she looks so different now than she did. This was in 2019. Yeah.
Yes, 2019. We were trying to figure out if her skin tone. You were trying to figure out if her skin tone color was changed or not, and we agreed it was the lighting, and she has a better camera now, and things have changed since then.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's go back to KJ.
Right. And so Teresa did this, right? So she was on Discovery Health in 2010, and the world got to know Janny and her mental illness with the schizophrenia.
I did not see
it's debatable now if you look back on it whether or not she had it. I remember watching it back then, and I always thought their parents were sort of weird, and I didn't really understand their living situation. I didn't get why they lived in such a small apartment, and it didn't make sense. There was just a lot of things about the story that didn't make sense. There was a lot of things about Susan that didn't make sense. There was a lot of things about what they said about Janny that didn't make sense. But at the time, I wasn't a mother, so I didn't really know, and I didn't really care. And it was an interesting.
I mean, I'm not a mother, and I care about children.
But
that's you don't have to be a mother to care about other children and what's going on within children's lives and their home life and all of that. So I would still care. Even all these shows that I watch, the Busbies, like I said, Unexpected, where it's the teenage girls having children, and just all of that. I care. I add them to Instagram because I care. So that way I can see what's going on with their lives and how they grow up and just different things. It's nice that we have social media. Yes, for that purpose, to be able to be able to keep in contact with these families that we see on television and see what they are up to and how everything is going in their lives. Just like we have Facebooks and we have Instagrams to keep up with our lives and post pictures for other friends and family members to keep up with and see what's going on in our life. That is the one thing about social media that I do like, is that it's a continuation of just being able to share with everybody how
It's
you are
true.
doing in life and the things you are doing in life. And like if I was to get pregnant, I can share that with all of my family and friends on Facebook.
Yeah, you
And I
can.
can share that on Instagram, just the journey, and then to the point where, you know, I have the baby and all of that, and then how the baby grows. Because there are some people that can't be there with you every day,
Yeah.
especially now that my parents have moved. The best thing is Snapchat. We Snapchat each other every day. And that's so I can, you know, just talk to them and give them a little insight of what I'm still doing, and they do it for me so I can see how they're going on with their life. And it's a nice thing to have social media.
Social media is social. The thing is, social media can be a great tool, or
Yes, exactly, Big Papa. Never meant to offend anyone. Yes,
yeah,
same here. Same here.
same. Um, it can either be a great tool, or it can be used for, you know, nefarious purposes.
I
Nefarious
agree,
purposes.
Shyla. I do.
Mhm.
But hey, everyone's different. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinions.
Yeah, of course.
And I agree with you. They couldn't. It happens. Especially, it happens.
Yeah, it does. It
It's
does.
everyone has their own opinions. We're all entitled to it, just like Leanne said. And we were just giving our opinion, and none of this is to be stated as facts. It's in
No.
my disclaimer. It is just us having an entertainment hour or two with you guys, getting to laugh and joke and watch old KJ videos together and read old blogs and just see where she came from and the things she said back then to where she is now, kind of thing. It happens.
Mm. Yes.
The problem with stories is that every single person that tells a story is telling a story, and not everything that we tell people is always true. And specifically with
That
shows
is
like
true,
what they
but
did
there
on
are some
Discovery
people
Health
that do tell
or what we
everything.
show on social media, we really have the opportunity to sort
I'm
of
no
filter
liar, I
our
can tell you
filter
that.
our lives in a way that we want people to view us. So
Me neither.
there's this
My
really
life is
weird
an open book.
population of mothers. And, you know, for a minute, I got a little bit sucked
Mine
into
too.
it, and I was writing about
But the
my
difference
journey.
between us and KJ is we consider you all our friends. We already talk to all of you all the time. We're on Discord together. If you're not on Discord, we talk to you every day, whether it's in other people's chats or here. And we get to know each other, that
Yeah.
we are each other's friends, that we care about one another and what's going on in each other's lives. So KJ doesn't want people to know a lot of what's going on with her, so she does have to lie. And I get it. It happens. There are some people that are like that.
Yeah, there are.
But at this point, she was kind of an open book. Yes, she stopped the mommy blogging in 2018, October 2018. That's when she did the article about why she stopped mommy blogging. But at one point, she was an open book as well when she first started. And that was because she as well considered everyone friends and people that cared. So, I mean, that's never going to change for me, but I can understand why she has to do what she's doing. She took mommy blogging too far. That I don't understand the lying part. It's just don't say anything at all kind of part. You know, no need to make up a lie about what's going on. Just don't talk about it.
Raising a child with a disability. And there's this very unhealthy, I don't know how to say this like kindly. I think some of us in this world have an unhealthy obsession with like looking at people that are different than us
No.
and watching their lives in a way where we either want to feel better about ourselves
No.
or we want to better understand it,
No.
or
We want to
it's
better
just
understand
so
it. It's curiosity.
that we can't possibly relate. And so it's almost like you're watching sort of like a train wreck, you know, like
It's not an unhealthy obsession, and we're not watching it for the train wreck aspect. We are watching it out of curiosity. We are watching it to even support some of these families afterwards. Like I said, I support a lot of these TLC families that I watch. I mean, maybe she has an unhealthy obsession, but it's not everyone that has an unhealthy obsession. And this is why they watch it.
I don't think so, Grams Life. I don't think she does.
I don't think she listens to herself, because I feel like if she listens to herself, maybe she would realize what she's saying. Like, especially when she gives the advice to other people, it's like you should be able to take your own advice as well, because the advice you're giving to other people, she should be also doing or taking. So I think she just says it, not listening to herself and realizing what she said. Is she describing herself here? Exactly. Like, the stuff she says, sometimes you like listen to it and it's like, are you talking about you? And then it's like, wait, no, you're not. You're actually talking about somebody else. And then she's giving her advice to these people, and it's kind of like, KJ, just take your own advice. And I don't get it sometimes. I don't get it
either.
She does. She grabs at straws for the views.
Yeah, she does.
That is 100%. Just like, yeah, exactly. The Britney Spears. She was not for the Britney Spears stuff. She even went after Sloane for talking about Britney Spears and everything. And all of a sudden, now Britney Spears comes out and talks about her conservatorship, and she's for Britney. And I understand opinions can change. I get that, KJ. I do read your tweets, so I do understand. I get it. But you need to say, like, I was wrong. When I said these things, I was wrong. It's the accountability aspect. And you need to apologize maybe to Sloane and be like, listen, I should have seen what you saw, but I didn't. But now I can. And I was wrong for everything I said and did. Because he supported KJ. He did. He looked up to KJ. And for once, he never said a bad thing about her, ever. And he actually went out against her the other day. And she went after him yesterday as well. It was quite a thing to see on Twitter, I'll tell you that. But
a lot of things happen on Twitter.
A lot of people just want people to be accountable for what they have said in the past and done. And that's more, I mean, if I ever say something and then I learn new information, I would be the first to be like, I am sorry, and I'm taking accountability for what I said. And yes, my opinions have changed. This is how I feel now. This is why I've changed my opinion. It's not hard, and people are understanding people. Maybe not everybody, but majority of us are understanding people.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, let's continue.
So there's like some parents that sort of put everything out on the internet, and you're just like, holy crap. You know, everyone has that friend that like overshares. That's like getting into fights with their husband and yelling at their siblings and doing whatever on, you know, social media. But in the world of disability, there's an unhealthy obsession with parents putting their children's lives on display. And there's this unhealthy obsession with people watching it. And
but right here, not even, so this is 2019, not even a year ago, she was putting her son's life out there for everyone. And she said in 2018, she did it for 5 years. She had been putting her son's life out there, his disabilities, everything he struggled with for 5 years for everybody, the
Yeah,
whole
she
world
did.
to see, comment, and watch. So she can't say like that she was not one of these people at this time. She did do the same thing.
liking these pages and following these children.
People followed
and
you.
getting to know a kid specifically
Yep.
because they have a disability. This is how people like Susan Schofield have become what they are. And this is why you're seeing more and more
And this
cases
is
of
where
women,
why
at
you
least in
become
my
what
opinion.
you are.
Obviously, I
Because
don't have
people
the
follow
evidence
you.
to back this up.
Yeah.
But social media has really created this environment where any single mother of a child that has a disability, whether it's real or imaginary, can create a YouTube account, can create a Facebook page, can create a Twitter account, can create a foundation.
You've done the same thing. You
Yeah.
created a blog. You created a Facebook. We're watching you on Facebook. You created all of these things as well to share your life along with your son's life. You've done this as well. You might have stopped it because you saw the dangers of it, but you need to, that's where, this is where it's like, you did this. Take it. Hey, listen, I did the same thing. This is what she could say instead. She could say, hey, I understand where these moms are coming from because I did the same thing. But I also realized then I was harming my child by doing it. And that's why I stepped back. That is why I don't do mommy blogging anymore. That is why I don't talk about my son anymore, and I will not talk about my son anymore. That's what you should be saying.
Yeah.
Thank you, Big Papa. I do have a good pause game. I will give
You do.
myself that
You
pat
do.
on the back a little bit.
Yeah, you
A
really
lot of
do.
my thumbnails, when I need to like get like for the weekly recaps, I will, after I'm done watching a video and I know it's something I'm going to talk about in the weekly recap, I will go back and I'll just have it on pause and I'll just go through it and click different areas to go through. And that's where I found like a picture for the thumbnail. I knew what you meant. Don't worry. Great, not feet. Hey, Police Wife Life.
Hey.
Good to see you, babe. We love ya.
We do. We love Police Wife Life.
Yes, we know she doesn't know how to take accountability. Then it would be taking accountability, and we all know she doesn't know how to do that. That is correct. And this just proves it even more that she didn't even do it back then either. When we all know where she came from. This was a year, not even a year, because I'm pretty sure this was done before the last video that we watched was February 2019 last week. And she's continuing it because I believe the Munchausen's by proxy was done first, and then this video came second. So it is in that ballpark of October to February kind of thing. From the blog article she wrote why she was no longer a mommy blogger to then this video. Very short after.
Can create anything. They can have a WhatsApp. They can have a Snapchat. I mean, they can have pretty much any social media they want in order to get their information about their child out. Now, in the early days of Facebook, for a lot of us, at least when I started my page for my son, it was a way for me to connect with my family without having to call every single person up every single time my son was in the hospital. However, what happens is that because you make a page on Facebook, then you end up...
I'll pause it because I know there's a motorcycle going by.
Motorcycles. They're having fun.
And it's actually my neighbor, so he's pulling into the complex, so it's gonna get a little louder too. At least she's taking a little bit of accountability kind of right here, not much, but she admits it. She started Facebook for her family and to let them know every time her son was in the hospital, and probably more, not just that, probably to update his growth, his experience, everything he's
Getting
going
strangers
through,
that
and
like
how
it.
he is. Oops, I didn't mean to press pause on pause. But yes, let's continue to hear if she actually takes the actual accountability, how it grew
We'll
into
see.
this platform that it is now.
Well, then some parents will do it as groups, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people make these public pages because they think, I'm going to advocate for my child and I'm going to show the world what it's like to raise a child with a disability. Except we forget about the child and the information that we're putting out there. And so what has had a lot.
She didn't take accountability because that is what she did. She then grew into, I'm going to share with everybody the struggles of me and what I go through and what my son goes through. And I'm going to share with everybody, the world, how it is to have a son with all these issues and what it's like every day and show the progression.
Yeah.
She
Hey,
didn't
JJ.
explain that she did the same thing. Hey, JJ.
Yeah.
A lot of people, as I've been doing my digging with Susan, and this is not just like her behavior is not it's not a lot different than a lot of moms, to be honest, that are in this world. And it's
Like
not a lot
yourself,
different than
you
a
are
lot of
one
the
of
moms
those.
that are doing things for attention and with sort of, questionable motives, as well as
You still do
mothers.
things for attention. You still do things that are questionable motives on why you do what you do. I mean, that's not change. It might not be about your son anymore, but you still do these things with your channel.
That might be harming their
That's
children.
true.
So for whatever reason, she has decided, since her kids were young, that they were going to be accessible to the public, and she was going to share everything about her life about her children,
something that
and
Susan should not
she
have
was
done.
going to put everything about them out there, which is her choice. The problem is that her children.
Exactly. It was her choice.
Yes.
She is harming her children by putting every single detail out there. This is true. I will give it to KJ.
Didn't
That is
consent
true.
to that.
That's true.
And once they become adults, they have this digital footprint of their mom oversharing everything about them.
They will.
And so what had got a lot of people really sort of ticked off about Susan is not so much that she's sharing the information about her child, but the lack of concern and privacy she seemed to have for the well-being of her child and how she chose to advocate for her child. So
it's the same with
some people might say, like, well, why?
This is where you say, I did the same thing, and then I took a hard look at it and realized what my son will see when he gets older and how I don't want that for him. It's not hard to say. It's not. This is a good pause game too, right there. This is another one that I'm gonna print screen. We'll get the hand in there too. I don't know. It's on point, really. It's like, I know usually it's on point, but it's on point good today.
It's on point today, yeah, it is.
Number 2, we might have to change the photo for the thumbnail with this one.
Why are you being so judgmental of Susan?
Maybe.
Well, here's the thing. I lived this world. I lived in a world where I wrote about my son. I shared photos of my son. I had a Facebook page that had 4,000 followers that were interested in knowing about my son. I could update on that page anything that was going on with him. I could write anything about his medical history, about his surgeries, about whatever was going on. And immediately when I would update that, I would get like 6, 7, 8 likes, and then you get hundreds of comments, and you sort of get this like intoxicated feeling, right? And you're like, wow, people really care about us. And so when you're in a world where you're very isolated because your child is not healthy and you can't be around people all the time, and you don't get to go to play dates, and you're in and out of the hospital, sometimes the only way that you can feel connected to people is through, these online pages, right? And
you could also be part of plenty of different groups, advocacy groups, where you're only sharing that info with certain people. Like, I am part of the epilepsy advocate, the Connecticut Epilepsy Advocate group.
And I'm
here in
part of
Connecticut.
the Cumbria
Yes, you are.
LGBT advocacy. So, yes.
And it's not a big group. It's a group of other people that have epilepsy. Your group is people that are LGBTQ, and you connect with those people because you all are going through very similar things.
Yes.
It's not a whole world to see kind of thing. And they do have smaller groups on Facebook she could have connected to.
Yes.
It's hard when you're doing it to show the entire world. Yes, that makes it a lot harder because everyone does have their own opinions about different things. And some people will share. And there are a lot of people nowadays that they know they can say whatever they want because they're behind a keyboard as well.
Yeah.
So it does make it difficult, but that's you that has to choose whether or not what you are going to share. Do you want to make it public or keep it more within a smaller group? It's like that for anything.
Yep, it is, and it's a very good question.
She admitted why she is always fabricating lies and getting into drama because she likes the likes and views and comments. It's a way for her to not deal with real life and be important, in my opinion. And I agree. Yes, she did.
Totally agree. Yep.
She definitely did.
And that's really, how it started for me. And after a couple years, I started to realize just how toxic it is because soon
she's
you have
taking some
people who know
accountability.
nothing about you and only see photos or a few videos that you put online, completely like teasing through your whole life and making a complete idea in their mind of what your life is like. Whether you have uploaded 13 videos that are 30 seconds, they have made a decision about what your life is of that 30 seconds. And once you put it out there, it's out there, and anyone can take it, whether or not you delete it, it's still there. So, it got to a point for me where people started
a lot of what you say gets screenshotted and recorded and will be there forever, whether or not you delete it. She should remember that now. I think she forgets that. Because it's like she likes to say things and then delete it and then be like, I never said that. And it's like, yeah, you did. Just because you deleted it, like you say right here, it's still there.
Yep, it's still there.
She forgets that. She forgets that.
I think she does.
I was making stories up. I wasn't protecting my son's privacy. I was an attention whore. I was doing this, I was doing that. And so I made the choice to stop writing about my son. But it wasn't even so much about me. It was about, I started thinking about him. And I started thinking about my child growing up and learning to read and, or, watching videos and then seeing his mother speak about him in a way that is like I'm the martyr, right? And so that's the other thing is society puts mothers on pedestals, and they specifically wholeheartedly, like 100% times a million put parents that have children with disabilities, like
that is one thing I did was find. I was nervous. I remember the very first night I went to a meeting, and I was so nervous going into that meeting. And there was another girl outside who is now one of my best friends, and she was nervous to go in, and it just so happened to be her first night as well. And we connected right away. I actually went with my mom. I made my mom go with me my first night. And when we walked in together, they thought we were sisters, just how we were connected already in that short few minutes of knowing each other. But it was nice to know that I wasn't alone with all of what I was going through. And it also helped my mom realize that everyone's seizures were different, and that the things that I was telling her I was feeling and going through, she realized was part of my epilepsy, not just me. Like, she didn't think I was crazy, but she thought like some of the things that I was saying I was feeling and I kind of like felt like it was happening could have been just me feeling a certain way and making it up in a way. But when she heard that, she was like, now I understand what she's saying. When she said she's getting like these aura kind of feelings, like a deja vu kind of feeling, but she's not there, but she is there kind of feeling. And it opened my mom up to a whole different understanding as well. Just the whole memory loss. She realized, okay, she's just losing her memory kind of thing. And no, it happens with epilepsy, that your short-term memory does kind of be affected and go away, that it becomes worse for you every day. I've learned how to remind, like if a short term, I have to write things down, then look at it and say it to kind of keep remembering it, to be more of don't forget kind of thing. Or if I had something to do, I have to do it right then and there kind of thing, or write it down to remind myself, because I know I will forget. But this is another good pause game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that is a good pause game.
Oh my God.
I will be right back, guys.
Sounds good.
A cup of coffee.
Do it up.
Another
So I'll be right
stratosphere.
back.
Because they assume that the mother's life must be so hard and so terrible. Like, woe is that mother to have to deal with a child that has a mental illness or is autistic or has to take medication. Like, how does she do it? I can't believe it. She's so strong. And then we cheer them on and we make them into martyrs. And, websites like The Mighty have done a really solid job.
And there are some that, yes, it's called encouraging. And we don't see every day these families that go through all of this. And we don't see mothers that struggle with kids with different disabilities like Katie has, or other mothers like her. But again, she was the one choosing what she was sharing. She didn't have to share everything. And she likes to be cheered on. This is what it seems like. But it's more of encouraging. It's how far that person takes that encouraging to the next level, where they get so conceited with themselves in a way. I know when you guys give me compliments and you cheer me on and say such amazing things, it makes me feel better. Yes, it does. And it makes me feel in a better place than maybe I feel, because I do struggle with depression and anxiety. And there's a lot of things that I don't think that I'm doing right. And when you're sitting here saying you're doing great, it just makes me feel better to know that, okay, I am doing good, and I am doing something right. It's reassuring that person. And some mothers, especially kids with disabilities, need that reassurance. And then there are some mothers that once they get that reassurance and they get that popularity and they grow in numbers, that's when they feel the way that they feel, and it can get too far from somebody. Yes, everyone loves words of encouragement. Exactly, JJ. And that's why I encourage everyone as well, because I know how it feels to be down and low. And when I see someone else feeling that way, I just want to let them know that there is somebody out there that cares, and I care about you, and I hope that you can have a better day. And I am there if you need me, because I am somebody that if you want to talk, I'm here for you to talk to. I know how it feels. I do. Yes, we have to remind ourselves just to stay humble. Exactly. Exactly. And I think maybe that her fame just is getting to her at this point. I mean, she has a big platform, and where her attitude is now compared to where it is even in 2019 is way different than most normal people. It is. I agree. You just need to hear that you're doing a good job. And Shyla, you are doing a great job. You are. Especially having two kids like with those different disorders. I know I was one of those kids with ADHD, and I bet my mom would have loved to hear that she was doing a great job back then. And it can be a lot sometimes. You are doing all that you can, and you are doing a wonderful job, and I know that you're doing the best you can for your children. You are a wonderful person.
Wait, hi everyone, I'm back. What are we talking about? I've walked into this
We're just
conversation. Like, what?
Katie is talking about how um some people, these channels, people are there to cheer them on, and sometimes
Mhm.
these channels, when you cheer them on, they continue to do what they're doing because they want to hear this, and then they get
Yeah.
you just kind of gotta listen.
No,
It's okay, but
I
that's
know
what I was
because
saying. We all like to hear words of encouragement.
we do.
It's when you take it to the next level and you
Yeah.
become conceited with that, and knowing, like, when people compliment KJ now, she's not even thankful, really. She might
No.
say, thank you every now and then, but the majority of the time when people compliment her, she's not thanking them.
No. No. So I just want to address Shyla. Um, she says, "I know it's. I know you all can see it because it's on screen. I
Yeah.
have two. I don't know whether I'm going to read it out anyway. I have two I'm going to say little ones with autism, sensory processing disorder, and ADHD. Some days are so hard, and I just need to hear you're doing a good job. Well, take it from an autistic adult. You are doing a good job. There is no
Exactly.
manual. There's no manual. There is no instructions. I
Nope.
was a nightmare to my mum as a teenager because I didn't understand the world and the world didn't understand me.
Exactly.
As I've
And you
got
didn't know
older,
what you were going through. You didn't know
no,
that you had this issue.
exactly, and that's the thing. It's like you, like Thomas said, there's no instruction manual to how to parent a child who has a mental health disability. There's no manual to parent a child without a mental health disability. It's like you kind of we people kind of make it up as they go along.
Yep, they do. You have
Yeah,
to.
you have to.
And that's why it's good to have these smaller advocacy groups. That way you can go and talk to other people that are going through similar things. That's why we have these communities that we have on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we can talk to each other and relate to one another and encourage each other and know that we are not alone. It might not be like we're not alone thinking KJ's crazy right here, and that's why we're all here right now watching
Yeah.
this. But we also talk about other things, and we are in Discord groups together, and we
We are.
talk about each other's lives to make each other know, like, you are not alone. I struggle with this as well. And
I mean,
sometimes that's all we need. We are human beings. We have emotions, and we need sometimes to hear that encouragement to
yeah,
keep going and pushing forward.
we do.
And thank you, Big
Um,
Papa. Everyone needs love.
yeah, everybody does need love.
Yep, and encouragement. Except KJ and Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster. Wow,
Ticketmaster is charging a little too much for
a
tickets. They need to
little bit
lower
too
that.
much. Just a little bit too much. Um,
Aw, I love you,
oh,
please, my life. I love you, Shyla. Aw,
oh,
I love you, JJ. I love everyone here. I love you, Leanne. I love you, Big Papa. I love you, Tessa. I love you. I love you. I love you.
a
And
lot
if
of
I'm,
love
I
to go
love you,
around.
Katie. I know Katie's still here with us. If I'm
Yeah,
forgetting anyone, just know I love you. I do.
we do.
You mean so much more to me. Yes, you are a subscriber of the channel, but you are also my friends. I know that if I have an issue, I can go to any one of you. And that is what I love about this community.
Yes.
This is why I decided to do YouTube with two people I thought at the time were my friends. And I still love them even though they might not like me anymore, and that's where we differ. But oh, Cher's here. I love you, Cher. I love Cher so much. She talks to me all of the time, especially when I'm down and out. Oh my God. Cher
Yeah.
gives me so much
She
encouragement.
does. She
But that
does.
is why we are here. Like, we are here to love each other, to encourage each other, to support each other,
Yeah.
to just be there for each other, to come to these videos, talk about our opinions, relate, and to have fun and enjoy it together. And that is why I wanted to do YouTube, to keep enjoying the community that I was a part of when I was with BX, and to make new friends and to continue this great thing that we have here.
And you see, I just kind of fell into this community.
And we
I
are
was,
happy that you are here with us.
I know I wasn't a part of any community really. Kind of kept myself to myself, and then was like, "Oh, there's a." I think I got talking to some people, and boom, here I am.
Well, we are glad that you started a channel. We are glad that you're here, and you are definitely one of my best friends, and I love getting to talk to you every day. Every day.
We do talk every day.
Oh, Advent. I love you too, Advent. I love
Yes,
it.
we love Advent. I love, Advent shared a picture on Discord. Like this was, I'm going back about a month ago, of his wild hair, and I was like, damn. I think it was like it was just posting like anti-frizz shampoo my ass or something, and I was
Yeah.
just like, that is so funny.
Oh,
Luckily, my hair doesn't frizz.
I think, yeah.
It's just a mess, but Chris's hair does.
I think KJ forgets why she started her channel, and that it's not all
Yeah.
about exposing and doxing and being that first person to tell that story and getting the news out there. And it's not about the views and the clout. It's not. It's about the community that you have and being there. She's like the leader in a way of her community. She needs to be a better leader, show a better example. She needs to show kindness. She needs to not dock. She needs to not say the things that she says because people support her. And then these people, some of them are, yes, a little too obsessed with her because she will then be like, well, this person did this person did this, they hurt me this way, and they will go stick up for her. And some of those things, they don't realize what KJ did to them or what she is saying isn't true.
And by the way, I
Just like
just
she
want to
gets
say,
upset when people like went to Preacher Boy, and the things that Preacher Boy even said was the people that came to me and said like, "Hey, just watch out for her, or maybe you need to look into some of the stuff that she's done." That's
yeah,
all they said. They never said anything negative to him about that. He did
no,
share that. She is the one that is like, I'm sorry for all my haters and what they said, but she's the one that's sitting there making up lies about him, going to her subscribers and saying, "Well, he did this and he's a misogynist and he did this to his wife and sister." And it's like he doesn't even have a sister. Right there proves that you didn't even know what you were talking about, KJ.
exactly. I just want to say, uh, I'm very much a part of the community, yes, JJ, and I love being here. Hey to Feel the Love, I think that says.
I love
Um,
that name.
I do love that name. And I love you too, Police Wife Life.
Yes, we all need to feel that love.
Yes, we do.
We do.
We
I
do.
love that name.
That is it. That's a very apt
Yes,
name for right
and
now.
Shyla, you are right. He does get support and it's gross, but you know what? If he just did more of the other things that he was doing and stuff like that, he would have better support from some of the community. The things that he's saying and doing, he's going to lose that support if he continues. And I don't
Yeah,
want anyone to have that. There's enough room here on YouTube for all of us.
there is, yeah.
And sometimes people have to go their separate ways and just not talk about each other. It's as simple as that. And the people that do continue to go and talk about other people, it's not right. It's not right.
It's not. And I'm so sorry for the love. I'm sorry your daughter's going through that.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so sorry.
She will be in my thoughts in
Yeah,
my prayers that she gets better so soon. Because I
yeah,
know as a mother, you were struggling seeing your child feel that way and
yeah,
knowing that you can't do anything to make her feel better. That's the
yeah.
hardest thing my mom
Uh,
always struggled with.
I changed my name to this.
I love it.
Um,
I love it.
I
It is
love
a
it.
great
It's a
name.
great name.
And we are sending you love. We are
Yes,
sending you prayers. We are sending you good thoughts and lots of hope that she gets better soon and that
yes,
you will be okay too. Because I
yes,
know, like I said, as you as a mother are struggling having to see your child like that. And we
yes.
are here for you. We are here for you.
Yeah, we are. We're here for you. As
Oh,
Charlotte
it's
says,
good
we're
to
sending you
hear.
good vibes. I just
It's
hoping
so
this
good to hear that he seizure free still. He had 2 brain surgeries. Wow.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad to hear that he's doing well
Yeah.
and he just has a checkup and all of that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Hey, feel the love. It doesn't matter how old they are. Will be turning 33 this year, and my mother still calls me her baby. And
Yeah, same here.
I'm the eldest of three. I'm the eldest of three. So, and she still was like, what was she saying the other day? Because I'm like up during the night and asleep during the day. She's like constantly worried, and I'm like, I'm getting enough sleep.
Yeah.
It's that whole parent thing where it's like,
Yes, of course. They care
but
about their children. They're gonna do that parent thing and say, you need to get more sleep, you need to relax, you need to just stay positive, keep going. And I love having talking to my mom and her encouraging me because I love hearing those words from her. And she knows
yeah,
me better than anyone here knows me. And that's because she raised me. She saw the struggles in life that I went through.
yeah,
She knows how far that I've come.
it's
And she
true.
is everything to me as much as I'm everything to her. And I hate that she is so far away from me
I
because I
know.
miss seeing my mom every day. I miss it. I do. I truly miss her.
I know.
And I might cry because I do. I miss her so much. But that is a mother's love is the strongest love out there. And that is what everyone's saying, and it is so true.
Yes, it is.
Let's continue though with this lovely lady right here.
But promoting this martyrdom of mothers by having mothers write articles about how it's so sucky to raise a kid with a disability and it's so lonely. And listen, like I got stuck in that too for a couple years. It's
Oh.
not hard to get stuck down that slope, right? But
She
because
still
that
says
mentality exists, people like Susan can become
she might not be a mommy blogger, but she still says it.
They become like parasites in our world and they will suck it dry because someone like her lacks the appropriate ability to look at boundaries. And so a lot of people,
As well
the
as you
biggest
do,
complaint
KJ.
for her is, well, not
It
only
might
is
not
she
be you have
maybe doing
boundaries when it comes
questionable
to your
things with her
family
children,
and son,
but she's
but you don't have
posting
boundaries when it
content
comes to other
about her
people's
children
kids.
that's extremely private and a little bit inappropriate to put in a public forum. Hello. Hey, Mo. Mo is my boss from Big Pharma. So if you ever are wondering where my showbucks are, just contact Mo. He pays me,
Hey,
but he
Mo.
hasn't paid me in like 4 months. And the last check he sent me, it bounced.
Oh my gosh, I remember this part. So I did see a clip of this part.
So when she says Mo, all I can think of is Mo says like from The Simpsons.
Yes, but this was clipped because she made a big deal about how she had done all this work for him, and when he paid her, the check bounced, and then she's been waiting for 4 months now, and she hasn't gotten paid. This just is classic KJ.
Yeah.
He's there. I mean, yeah, you could have been like, hey, Mo, we need to talk after this still. Like,
yeah.
You didn't have to broadcast it. This is boundaries, lady. Boundaries. What you were just talking about. Boundaries.
Yeah. I just want to send some more love out to feel. I'm gonna feel the love. Because yeah, and I'm sorry, because I'm sorry to hear about you losing your mum. That's so sorry.
Oh man, so sorry about that.
Sending you all the love and support.
Yes, lots of love, lots of love.
Yes.
But yes, okay, Jay. Here we go with the gulp too.
And it was $2.
Oh my God, you didn't hear a gulp or a
Big
clink.
Pharma was very profitable last month, Mo.
So this proves right here. I hate to say it. This proves right here that she can drink and not clink or gulp. Oh.
So
that's weird.
Right.
What Susan was doing is, so she like put this whole life out there. She like allowed people to come into her home, and the media becomes obsessed with children with disabilities.
I mean, when you're on a TV show, you have to let people in your home.
Because how can a child that has so much adversity possibly become an adult? How could they possibly overcome obstacles? I mean, come on, guys. Like, are you really going to follow around a kid, an adult that's like that? No. So why do we treat children with disabilities like that?
They do.
And we shouldn't
They
be
follow
highlighting
around
them simply
adults.
because they have a disability.
I have a bone to pick with that statement, purely because on Twitter, not too long ago, she turned around and said that her son would be staying with her for the rest of his life.
She did.
Because of his disability, yet she hasn't just put this statement out, but I'm like, that's a contradiction. And hello, Rebecca Seeley.
Hi, Rebecca.
I think your last name is Seeley. I'm crap with names. But that was just pure like hypocrisy right there, because she says this was it 2 years ago? No, 2019. 2 years ago. And then a few months ago, she turned around and said that, oh, my son is going to be living with me forever, and he's got all this wrong with him and that wrong with him. And I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. And Shyla, yes, he did say that. I know that's not what we're talking about right here, but he did say that. Yes, in several videos. Yes. But you
Yes,
are
he did.
absolutely right. I don't believe that her son is necessarily going to have to live with her for the rest of her life.
No, I don't think so.
I think she needs a little bit more encouragement in herself to know, or in her son to know that he can get through this, he
Yeah.
can have an adult life, and he can be independent.
Yeah.
From just the little bit I hear him talk and stuff, even in these videos, he might struggle, you know, every day or every other day, but he's a very smart young individual already, and I believe more than she might that he can be an adult and he can go live an adult life on his own and he can get through this.
He can. He will be able to.
She doesn't give her son any credit, and that's very sad. It's very sad.
I know, it's sad.
Oh, thank you, Rebecca. And that means so much to me. It really does. Because I just want to be here for you guys and give you guys great content along with me working my butt off at work to have, the money for the rent and bills that we have to pay here. I would love to do this full time, and I'm going to keep pushing through to be able to keep doing this. And maybe you never know, one day I can maybe stop waitressing. Or I still see I'm the type of person that I still want to work even with YouTube. Not just YouTube, but I would hope that whatever money that I do make from YouTube, I don't have a PayPal, I don't have a Venmo, I don't have a Cash App. I do plan on making one, and whatever money I do get from any of that would go into building the PC that I want to build for better content and better quality and all of that. So I do plan on setting that up. I don't expect anything. My goal is just to get to that 1,000 to help me get monetized.
Yeah, me too.
That is my goal right now. And
That's
I
my
will
goal
continue
too.
to do what I need to do. And that's all that matters to me right now, is making sure that you guys like what I'm putting out and you like what you're watching. And if you have any advice or any, criticism, anything, I am open to listen to it, because I want this to be the best for everybody.
Yeah. And that goes the same for my channel as well, if people want to come, like if you have any ideas or anything like that, or any criticisms, I can take constructive criticism.
So can I, yeah. I've gotten some great constructive criticism, and that's why a lot of different things have changed too because of that. And I will thank that person again. Thank you for it, because it made us. One of it was like, you need to show your face more, and we were nervous to go on camera at first. That was a big thing, and now it's not a problem. It's I'll go on camera right now, even though I know I'm makeup free and looking like a hot mess, because you know what? I love you guys. And if you want to see me more, I'll show my face more. But we're just watching a video right now. I was like, yeah, let's just, there's no need to watch me, watch her.
Yeah.
We're all watching it together.
We are.
Let's continue.
But that's what we do. And that's what shows like Born Schizophrenic did to Janny. They didn't look at Janny the person. Janny has never been a human to any of us. She has been a storyline about schizophrenia since 2010. And because of that, her entire identity and her mother's entire identity has been wrapped up in this idea that it is so terrible and so awful to have a child with a mental illness. We watch these shows and we think, oh, that's so hard. I can't believe that mom has to go through that. And then Susan, who's probably like dealing with her own unmedicated diagnosis of bipolar.
How are you going to make that
is
judgment
in
call on
manic
somebody?
states a lot of the time, I'm
She
assuming.
can't make that
If you
judgment
watch
call.
her videos, she's
She doesn't
very
know if
manic.
she's
If you go to her
unmedicated.
Facebook page, she's
Nope, she
clearly
doesn't.
manic. She's also very delusional.
Oh, she's very delusional.
She's really big into conspiracies. She believes in chemtrails.
That's
She's
her.
anti-vax.
She's allowed to believe in anything she wants.
Believes there's this
Yeah.
We are all our
conspiracy
own
of like
individuals.
doctors that are not medicating children.
This is
and
why. This is
she
one thing I
also
really
believes
don't like
this
about
idea
KJ
that
is
every
when
single child.
she
Yeah, I
says
don't
that
like it
people
either.
shouldn't be believing in this and this and this. Your opinion is your opinion, and I'm allowed to have my own opinion. Just like she's like the Tuggers, they believe in all this craziness, and they believe this and they believe that, and that's wrong. No, it's not. If they want to believe in that, that is them. Everyone's allowed to make their own choice on different
Yes, they are.
things in life, and they're all allowed to believe whatever they want to believe in.
Exactly, they are. Welcome back, Ballistic. And I want to know
Welcome
what
back.
I want to know what you're eating.
Ooh,
You'll
food.
probably make me hungry, but I want to know what you're eating.
Food.
Food.
Every violent crime is committed by someone that has a mental illness, which is a complete stereotype. And
Hey,
it's
Nikki.
destructive to people that
Hey,
actually
Nikki.
have mental illness, because most of us that have mental illness are not harming other people. We're not buying guns, and we're not shooting places
That
up.
is true.
So she perpetuates a lot of these
But there are
stereotypes.
some
She's
that
really into
are, but that
conspiracies.
is true. I will
And then
give
she's
KJ
putting
that.
her life out there.
Most of us with
And
mental
basically,
illness are
like,
just struggling
making it look
to
like
live every day.
she's the martyr. She's so patient. She's working so hard to find her kids the right medications, and she's always got an emergency. If you go onto her page,
Maybe
it's
she
like
really
every
does have
other
an
day, even
emergency
one time
all
a
the
day.
time.
Like, oh no, something's going on. He's not eating. Please pray. You know, and that's what these mothers do. It's like they want to get that attention. And in the world of social
And you
media,
do it as well, KJ.
that
Not
one
anymore
update could
with your
get a
son,
response of
but you
like
do and say
30
things for the
people
attention.
clicking
Oh,
it,
yeah, she
and
does.
then telling her, it's okay, I'm thinking of you, you're such a good mom, right? And so we've created this world online where somehow mothers of children with disabilities.
We've created this world online. Haha. You also have created your own channel online and put yourself in this situation as well.
Yes. And by
I
the
don't
way,
think she remembers that.
no, I don't think she does. Shemo is cooking a gluten-free pizza.
Ooh,
Like,
yummy,
what the-
yummy.
Oh, it's Saturday.
Rebecca, yes. KJ, pot, meat, kettle.
Oh,
Exactly.
yes. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Oh, this is funny.
I
are
know.
somehow better than everyone else, are they're so suffering, and
Is
they
she
need
talking
so
about
much
herself?
encouragement
I think she
that they
is.
need to develop pages for their kids that strangers should follow. Like, if you're following a kid that has a disability and you don't know them personally, you might want to ask yourself, why? I don't follow children that I don't know who are disabled.
You admitted that you were in groups. So you are following people and their children that have disabilities. Why are you not asking yourself why? I think that's a dumb question, but it's like, what? Huh?
Yeah, by the way, screenshot.
Yes.
Just because that's on point.
Ooh, with her hands too. She's like, ooh, food. Ooh.
Yeah,
That is
now
a good one.
Yeah, now this is descending into I want food. It's descending into I just want food.
We got three. Well, we've had multiple, but we got 3 good ones saved. 3 good ones. All right.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Weird. Why do you care what that child is doing? Does it affect you?
We care.
Why are you wasting your time? Why? It's because it's in.
Okay, right. She's probably gonna explain this, but I probably might be able to explain it better, is the reason why people follow those pages of the kids who have the mental health disability or a physical disability is to learn.
She's not going to say that, Josh.
I said that so sarcastically, but it's like to learn about, like,
Yes.
they may have children who have the mental health disability and may not be getting the proper support. So they're looking to the internet for help and support.
Exactly.
Am I the only one that? Yeah, I'm not the only one that thinks that way, but that's what my
I
mind
know
went.
that I've looked into different people and watched their videos to learn about different things that they're struggling with, to know more about it, to understand better what other people are going through.
Yeah.
It's not a problem to want to learn more.
Inspiration porn. It makes you feel good when you watch that.
It doesn't make me feel good when I watch it.
Your child's not disabled, or it makes you feel, I can relate to that, mom, so you feel good.
No, Papa, it's not.
Good point, Kat. I will get to that. So with what she does, okay, so it's either that you are a voyeur and you want to see what's going on. You want to feel better about yourself because you need to, like, follow someone who's, like, somehow broken and you're not broken. And so, like, feel bad for the poor kid. Or it's like a train wreck, which is really what Susan's become. Like, let's be honest. Most people are probably following her at this point because she's a train wreck. And then another portion
most
of
people
them
are more concerned about what the children are going through
about the children
at that point. And they want to make sure
if you are
children are okay.
Exactly.
You know,
because things did happen. We do know
entire conversations and your whole life revolving around what this woman is doing is also not
true. But we do know that.
So, you know,
these children,
as much as we want to
one of them is
help these
back
kids,
with
we
her,
also need to remember that, like, in our real world, you know, there are practical things that we can do to help them.
Things
we can make phone calls, we can contact CPS,
and some things
we can call law
done.
enforcement if we think the children are being harmed. We can do welfare checks. Beyond that, you know, we can,
welfare
checks. Watching it from afar is more just akin to, like, watching a train wreck. You're literally just watching it for the sake of watching it. Which, listen, if that's what you want to do, I'm not judging you.
Check on your
I'm
son,
just saying
because people
that mentality we don't know is how why women like Susan are able to do what she does, because there's people willing to be her audience and watch
people
it.
Care.
And it's not even that it's positive attention to her. Any attention is good. And to these types of women, negative attention is still attention.
Is good attention for you as well.
Now, with that said,
right?
What kind of posts are going to get you the biggest reaction, do you think? It's certainly not going to be a post
you do the same thing, whether it's not about your child or not. You think what post would get me the best attention?
Shoes. Like, do you think anyone would respond to that? No.
Just like with the Britney Spears stuff, she knew that if she talked about Britney Spears, that would get her attention. Because that's what's going on. Everyone's talking about it. She knew that she needed to talk about Britney Spears so she can get the attention too.
Yeah.
This KJ.
In the world of online, what do we respond to? We respond to shock. And we respond to, like, sensational things, right? So Kat makes a good point. Like, what does Susan choose to share? She's going to share about Janny's period. Her period. Put yourself in Janny's position. If you were 16 about when she and your mother was...
That did go a little too far with the mother sharing about her daughter's
that's gonna be too
cycle
far,
and all of that. And yes, it was disturbing. It was definitely something she shouldn't have shared. And that's where it goes to you. The mother could have chose whether or not to share or not share that. And some bloggers or vloggers, mommy vloggers, do go a little too far on what they share about their children. That is true. I mean,
online talking about your menstrual cycle on YouTube or on her Facebook page with 5,000 friends, how would you feel? Like, seriously. I would be horrified. Like, I never even
her
really talked
daughter's
to my mom
definitely
about my
horrified when
period.
she
But then if I
sees
knew
that.
my mom was talking
She
to people
probably is
about
already
my
horrified
period, that's
knowing
like
that her
an
mother did that.
extreme invasion of
Yeah.
privacy. So, like, talking about, did you get your period? Did you lie about you getting your period? Are you having problems with your period? Like, that's nothing that you should be talking
That's
about.
stuff
You should
you
not
should
be
do
talking about
privately.
like genital, like sexual issues with kids. You shouldn't be talking about like if your child has.
I agree, KJ. That is not
I
something
agree.
she
Born with,
should have
like,
shared.
abnormal genitalia.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the kind of things that you should be sharing. You shouldn't be sharing if they are whatever, you know, like, there's so many different disorders. Like, we don't need to know if your child will never be able to have kids. We don't need to know, because when your child is an adult, they don't get the choice then to decide if people know. You as their parent have made that choice. So now Janny's mother has decided that every person knows about her period,
That is
whether
true.
Janny likes it or not.
And that is something she
Susan
didn't have to
knows
share.
that she can
Pause.
do that because, like, Janny's like,
I'm gonna say this. What the mother did was wrong. You shouldn't be posting that kind of personal information online. However, KJ, you have done exactly the same thing to your son. You have posted to the world when he is having a meltdown. So I know a child having a meltdown due to autism isn't as severe as a mother posting about the daughter's period, but she can't sit there and call out somebody for, like, oh, sharing this information out, that it's too personal, when she's done exactly the same thing to her son. Her son is now going to see everything that she said about him when he grows up. So it's like the hypocrisy here is just like, damn.
And Big Papa, we see your comments. You didn't offend anybody, babe.
You're not offending anyone. We are
You're
seeing
good.
your comments.
But yes, her son. Last week when we watched the video, I couldn't show the first 46 seconds of it because she was trying to tell her son, hey, come say hi to the camera. And he didn't want to be on camera. And he must have been at like 5 at this point, maybe a little bit younger. But he knew enough that he didn't want to be on camera. And she's saying, hey, come say hi to everybody. Everyone wants to see you. And he was upset that she was making him do that. I mean, she's talking about it here, but literally a week ago, and this is the same time period. This might have been a week apart from the last video. Could have been a day apart. It could have even been a month apart. It was that same year, though, and she was doing this with her son.
Yeah.
So I wish I could get the actual date, because then I could tell you. Oh, wait, does it say it on the side? February 28th, 2019. I just realized it says it right there. And the last one we watched was February 20, I want to say 26, 2019. So it was only a couple days apart.
Yep.
It was only a couple days apart. I know the last video was February 2019. So it was literally days apart where she was trying to get her son to say hi to everybody.
And it's like, well, you can't sit there and say this. It's wrong. I get it. It's totally wrong for a mother to do that to their child. But you can't sit here on the internet and turn around and say that when you've done exactly the same thing. It's like, this is the reason why people call her out so much, because the hypocrisy is so real.
And that is true. There are plenty of scary on these YouTube streets.
There are.
And Melissa, I agree. It's just like how KJ didn't have to share her son's medical history, but she did.
Yeah.
She did. And she still does. As much as she says, I'm not going to talk about my son and what he's going through, she will talk about him still.
She will.
It's
It's how I think.
Democracy at its finest.
I think that's how I ended up like fully in this community. Was when, what was she doing? She was basically, her son was having a meltdown, and she was explaining that it was due to noise and this, that, and the other, and how he doesn't want to hug and basically that kind of thing. But I was like, yeah, you're explaining what he's doing. You're not explaining why it happens. So I went on a Twitter rant and sort of told the world, this is the reason why her son is having an autistic meltdown. Here are the reasons why. It's called, this is what happens when you have no sleep, your brain doesn't work. It is called a, it's in my, when something's in your head but you can't think.
I get it.
Yeah,
it's in the back of your mind.
It's in the back of my mind, and I'm just like, oh, I remember what I said, but I remember what I turned and said to people. It's like when you're having an autistic meltdown, the feeling is like having a load of electronic shocks going through the brain and shooting out throughout the body. It's sensory overload. That's
yes.
what I knew if I started talking about it, I'd get there. Sensory overload. He's having sensory overload because there's too much noise. There's too much going on for his brain to comprehend.
That's true.
At this time, and it happens to me. There are if sounds get too much, I can't deal with it. If light gets too much, I can't.
And that's what Carolyn Ironwell was talking about too with KJ.
Certain crunching sounds like
the gulping.
Yeah, but Katie doesn't realize what it does to people. She
should try to understand because her son goes through it.
Exactly. So you're telling people what's happening, but what you're not doing is explaining why it happens. And yes, but you're right. It is sensory overload. I just couldn't think of it in my head, because like certain level of noises or certain like people touching you and things like that, it can feel like pain, like actual physical pain shooting through your body. That's the reason why autistic people have meltdowns, because the pain gets too intense. Sensory overload happens in my house daily. It always hurts my heart for them. I know, honey, and I'm I need to adjust. I'm so sorry that because it can't be easy.
No, I can't.
I know it happens to me. It's like if there's too much noise or something comes on really loud, it sounds like a shockwave throughout my body.
I know, I feel so bad when it happens.
Can't handle it.
But you understand now as an adult that majority of, like, at least when I do it to you by accident, like we turn something on and the volume's loud, you understand now as an adult, like, she didn't mean to do it. But then there are people like KJ that do certain things on purpose, and then you question, like, why do people do that if they know this bothers people? Why?
I'm reading Ballistic's comment.
Yes.
Or comments. I'm not diagnosed autistic, but I have sensory overload. Then sometimes an absence seizure afterwards. Much fun. I get the absence. I get the absence seizures as well. I'm a medical wonder, but I get the absence seizures as well. Is when things get too stressful and my brain's just like, nope. The best way I can describe that is
the pins and needles. Yes, I get that.
Yes, the brain just sort of disappears and leaves me.
Or you get like this feeling like when you hear it, like your ears hurt. It's like a burn in your ears. And it's like you can't understand why. And it can be like the smallest little thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I haven't read Charlie's. There's one. My kids are polar opposites. One is a sensory seeker, and one is sensory aggressive, aversive. Oh, that must be interesting.
Mm,
I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean, yeah, trying to wrap my brain around that.
yes. Very nice, babe.
I'm trying to work who's a. I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to
We'll get
work
you a
out
call.
who's a troll. Oh, Katie's a troll. Okay, I get it. I think that's what you mean. Oh, it sure is. Can't ever make both happy at the same time. Yeah, I can understand that because
But you're doing the best that you can,
yeah, you
babe. You
are,
really are.
you really are. And as I said, there's no manual. And what you'll find, and what a lot of people don't understand is,
There's
people.
going to be a cop coming by, so I'm going to mute myself really quick.
Okay, there is people, children with autism, adults with autism, teenagers with autism, because every person is different. How the autism affects them is different. It's like me and my partner both have autism. However, we are completely different in how it affects us and how like because we are two different people. Um,
Hmm.
so I'm going to go. I have been cleaning while listening. Have a wonderful rest of the day, everybody.
You
Stay
have a
safe.
wonderful
Okay.
rest of your day, a Gramsy life. Love you, babe.
We love you, Ramsey Life.
Yes,
But
I
yeah,
do, I do, I do.
you do what? I'm confused.
I love a Gramsy life. I do, I do, I do.
Oh yes, we do. We do love a Ramsey Life.
I love it.
You are an
All
amazing
right.
mom and rocking it. Yes, you are. That is true,
Heck
darling. You are.
yes.
You are. Let's
All
get
right.
through some more of this.
Yes, of course. We might skip ahead a
If we're
little. Let's see how
mine,
it goes.
incompetent and like stupid and incapable of like understanding that. And then that's where we as like a society need to stop our obsession with like making people with disabilities a sideshow.
Oh my
Because
God!
I
Something just
Danny's
clicked in my
like
head.
agree there. We need to stop
her like
making people with disabilities a sideshow. I agree there.
So much just clicked in my head.
What's that, darling?
When Charlotte turned around and said sensory aversion and sensory aggression, what I think the way my brain just interpreted that was when somebody's having when one kid's having a sensory overload, they retreat and don't want to be touched and don't want to be handled and just walks away.
Yep.
And then with the aggressive side of it, they literally like scream out and like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that took me a minute. Sorry, as I said, I've had no sleep.
Oh, it's okay. We
That
get
took me
it.
a minute.
Sometimes things don't click right away and they click after. It
But
happens to me all the time.
I should have known that, but um, I should have known that. We have to time. We have to time things. Vacuum when he is at school. No loud music. Make sure he has his headphones, etc. Once the overload happens, he starts swinging. He gets very violent. That can happen, yeah. Yeah, and it's
You're
very
learning these things as you
yeah,
go too.
yeah, and that's the thing.
And
Yeah,
that's why you're doing the best you can. You learn as you grow, and as
yeah.
he gets older too, it will get better.
Yes, it will.
He doesn't
The
understand it right now.
the teenagers are interesting, but it does
Don't
get
scare
it
her,
does.
Josh. No, I'm just kidding. Josh will be here to help you through those
yeah,
years as well.
yeah. I'm always here, and I'm always here to help anyone. Um, to feel things out and try new things. Yeah, that is true.
I'm also folding clothes right now as we speak.
She's multitasking, people. She's
Oh, I'm a good
multitasking.
multitasker. That's my ADHD in me made me a good multitasker in the long run. So when I was younger, I didn't understand my ADHD, and now as an adult, I've learned how to use my ADHD to my benefit. Sometimes I do go a little bit too far with my ADHD, and that's when I'm like staying up late and I'm doing a million things and I don't get the sleep that I need. But it took me a long time to understand my ADHD and how to use it to my benefit for different things and for work and things like that. So it does get better as they get older.
Yeah, it does. And he is learning too. This beautiful little boy has taught me patience beyond words. He's almost he is almost and
8.
almost, oh my god, I looked at that and saw it as an at sign. Don't know why. He's almost 8, so we have a long way to go. I stay hopeful we will find ways to help him cope. Yeah, and you will. You will. It just takes time. It's working out. The thing is, at the moment, he doesn't know what's happening. If that makes sense. Like, he's not fully aware of why things are happening. As he'll get older, it will get better because, as Jackie's just someone said with her ADHD, she's learned how to manage hers. It's all about managing like things. Like I manage my stress levels. I try not to be as I try not to get stressed out or try not to be under pressure because it can cause not well. It's not on the autism side; it's the seizure side of things. It can trigger my seizures, so I have to learn how to control my life around that. But he will, as he grows older, um, he will learn like how the autism affects him and what he can do and how he can maneuver his life around and stuff like that.
Hey, I just started getting seizures as an adult, and I'm learning every day still how to not, you know, what things affect them, what don't. Me getting no sleep does affect them, and I need to be better with that. But it's a
Yeah.
learning process, even as an
Yeah.
adult. So
Yes.
we will
Yes.
all get better with time, and we all learn from our mistakes, and we learn from different things that we have how to be better for ourselves.
Oh, that's.
I think
I'm gonna.
KJ needs this advice, to be honest,
Yeah,
because she
I think
needs
she
to
does.
learn how to just be able to do different things and balance out her
Yeah.
life. And she doesn't seem to want to learn and all of that. She doesn't
Yeah.
take her own advice. I mean, shit, she needs to learn to take her own advice.
Yeah.
Maybe she needs to watch these older videos and look at how she was. But then I have a feeling that she's gonna watch these other old videos and be like, "Well, I don't see the problem."
Yeah, that's the dangerous side of things. And by the way, you're not taking over the stream show.
No,
You're
not at
not.
all.
Not at all. Not
This
at
is
all.
why
Well,
we do these streams, is so
yeah.
that we can talk and
Mhm.
share and understand. And believe me, I love it. I love being able to talk to all of you and learn about each one of you. And KJ is not that interesting. That's we are more interested in each other because we care about each other.
Ah,
She is never
Trueballofwax.
gonna learn. Never.
Hey, Waxy.
Hey,
She's not
Waxy.
gonna learn. She really is not gonna learn. The day we stop learning is the day we die. True police wife life. Life is a learning curve. Um, see, I was right. Little story about me. I was diagnosed with autism at 10 after a brain injury, but I didn't fully understand how autism affected me and everything until my mid 20s because I went to a place where they teach you those things. I just thought I was different, but actually learning. like it's called the triad of impairments. So communication, social understanding, flexibility of thought, and sensory issues. It's either sensory perception or sensory issues. I can never remember which one. But I didn't learn any of that until my mid-20s. And then I understood myself more, I understood other people more. Life is a learning curve. And Jackie's gone very, very quiet.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here. I'm listening.
I
I'm
know.
listener too.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. Life is a learning curve, and we all learn from everything we do and say every single day. Good morning, Snoop.
Hey, Snoop. Good morning. Well, it's like, what time is it for me?
Oh, well, it's afternoon, and yours is
7:30.
like early evening.
Yeah, it's 7:30 for me. But it's morning for Snoop. Hello, good morning. I had some sense.
Well, Snoop is a night owl. She has a more night job, so this is morning for her.
Yeah, I can understand that. I just want to read. Wait, that chat jumped there. I just want to read Katie's. I nearly said tweet message.
Let me go up.
Comment.
Right here. She's a teacher.
Yeah. The teacher I worked with had a student who had some sensory sensitivity, so it was a learning experience seeing how she helped him and how to help him. Yeah, everything is about learning. I get my niece sensory toys all the time. I like playing with them sometimes too. She likes the fluffy sand stuff. Aww, how cute, how sweet. Yeah. To be going through this now and not 10 years ago. The awareness and resources have increased so much. They have. When I was in school, way back when, they didn't have any resources in that school. It was put down to learning disabilities. I was put in the special needs class, which was rightfully so, but it was deemed as a learning disability, not a behavior disability. So things have come a long way in a few years.
Indeed, that has. It really has. Even when my brother was in school, he was LD in reading. He had his own different learning disabilities. And he went to, so we both went to private school. My mom took him out of a private school to put him in a public school because there was more resources available for him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hot and rainy. So it's a YouTube and laundry. Girl, I just did laundry and here I am on YouTube. I'm actually folding my clothes as we speak. So I get it.
That's good.
And it's not raining yet. It looks like it's going to rain, but it is damn hot. I will give it that. It is damn hot.
Damn hot. But it's not hot here, but it's hot. It must be hot there.
Let's listen a little more of what she's going to say about, this craziness that she thinks. Her thinking is way off. There's something she's good with.
Her worth as a person is so much more than the fact that she may have schizophrenia or she might have autism. What we don't hear about Janny is, does she like to read? Is she into math? What kind of activities does she enjoy? We don't hear about what kind of food she likes or, who are her friends? Like, these are the things that, like, as a mother, you should be sharing, because those are practical things that are not invading privacy. They're like things that she's probably not going to be embarrassed to have other people know about her. And they're innocuous. They're not a big deal.
And
right?
Clearly we now see with her new channel that I will be doing an investigation on. But Leanne did say that she really hasn't learned
I'm not
much
going to be online telling everyone about when my kid took a bump. dump. I'm not going to tell you about what's going on in the bathroom with my kid. And I'm certainly not going to tell you what's going on downstairs with him either, because that's none
We don't
of your
want to
business.
hear all that anyways,
And
KJ.
if you're a mother that feels like you have to tell people
But
that,
you did do that
that's
with your
like
son. When you were mommy blogging, you did. You shared a photo of your son on the toilet. You did. Oh, this is a good photo too, right here. Pause game on point. We need
I'm
like
point
a
again.
pause game on point. But she did. She shared a photo of her son on the toilet. I mean, she's saying here, like, this mom shouldn't do this, this, and this, but she did do those. Also, maybe not as bad as Susan, but she did do this as well when she was mommy blogging. She did. She did take a little bit of accountability in this video, but very little. But very little. She actually didn't say, I'm taking accountability for what I did. She just said, yeah, I did start out this way, and it did get this big, and it did do this. She didn't really take accountability. But that we know KJ will never do. So
No.
Hey, really not advocacy for a child with a disability. That's exploiting the child. And I will say the one thing that Dr. Phil said that didn't make me angry, because Dr. Phil tends to make me pretty angry in general. But the fact that he stood up for children like Janny and like Bodie and said, I will not be part of something that is exploiting a child. And then his guest, the DCF or the DFCS director of Los Angeles County, said, who are you advocating for when you're showing a photo of your child or a video of your child on the toilet? What is that telling people? Is that really advocating for someone that has mental illness?
No.
Right? Or what are we advocating when we're showing a video of our child with autism having a meltdown? Is that
Dr. Phil did do the right thing, and he's still doing the right thing. Dr. Phil is a great,
and they're self-harming or headbanging
doctor. When he was a doctor, he's a smart man,
and they might be hurting themselves, they might be screaming, they might be
the right
crying,
thing and advocating for the right reasons, in my opinion.
Who's advocating that? Is it because we want people to see how hard it is? And then if we want people to see how hard it is, are we doing that so that they know that we're such a good parent? Because that's what parents like Susan do. That's why she's sharing it. She's not.
You don't know that's why she's sharing it. We don't know much about what Susan did back then, and Susan could have felt maybe she wants to share all of this with everyone so people can understand what their kids are going through. I mean, it does seem that Susan was doing it more for the views and the attention and the clout, like KJ now does things for the attention, the views, and the clout. Yeah. It might not be about her son, but she has no problem at all talking about other people and other people's children for the views, the attention, and the clout. And that's where she is wrong now. That is what she is doing wrong.
Yeah.
She's advocating for her ego. She's advocating for her narcissism. And she's advocating for the attention that she wants. And so every time she puts up one of those videos, the more shocking, the more attention she's going to get. And to her, that's what it
I sometimes think that KJ does take her own advice, because she's like, the more shocking and the more narcissistic something is, it's like, well, that's what you do when you do stories on other people. You might not do it about yourself or your child, but you do this towards other people. And she knows damn well the more shocking it is and the more narcissistic it is, the more her subscribers are going to want to watch it. And even people that don't like her are going to want to watch it because they can't believe she's showing it.
Oh, yes.
KJ is KJ. I mean, someone at work the other day was like, because she watches my videos, and she was like, well, what was your video about, that when I put out the KJ Preacher Boy video? She's like, I saw you put out a video. What was it like? What's it about? Who is this person? I'm like, it's another YouTuber. She's like, people are like that. I said, this lady is crazier than anyone on YouTube, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And she does things that you wouldn't believe that she would even do or say. And
It's true.
she is now like kind of interested to know more because she can't believe that someone would do and say the things that she heard just in that one video. And I had
Yeah.
explained to her how she knew who Tati was because she does watch YouTube. So she knew who Tati was. And I explained to her, I was like, she's the one that had the lawsuit where Tati went after her. And she goes, oh, I've heard about her. I'm like, yes, that's the one. And I explained to her more about the lawsuit and different things that were said and done in it. And she was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. But that is KJ. I mean, KJ is sitting here saying she can't believe this lady does this to her kids. We can't believe she does half the stuff she does to other people
Yeah.
and other people's kids.
Oh yeah, we
I
can't
just
believe
don't.
it.
I don't get it.
It is. That's what her advocacy is. Now, Dr. Phil didn't say that. He said it comes from a good place. I don't agree. It's not coming from a good place. If you are walking in on your child and they're in the shower and you're putting that on Facebook or on YouTube,
That's
and
wrong.
you have 30,000
That's
people
wrong.
that subscribe to your channel, that is 30,000 strangers that are watching your child in the bath.
I agree.
That
That is
is
wrong, KJ. I
disgusting.
agree.
That's an invasion of privacy. And it's no different than the one where she has her child sitting on a toilet and she's sitting there talking to him or talking about Janny's period.
I agree. That's wrong.
But this is what these mothers do, right? And she gets attention.
That's not what all of these mothers do.
You know,
Right.
how do we stop mothers like this? We stop tuning into them. We start ignoring them. Because if they don't have an audience, they're not going to post this kind of shit.
So are you
If
saying
you
we
don't
should stop
care
tuning
what
into
some
you
child is doing
and
that
you
has
wouldn't
a
have the
disability,
audience then
don't
for the
watch
things
them.
that you do to other
Because
people?
really, why are you watching them anyway? I'll never understand. And listen, I know that I picked up a lot of people that followed me. And I have followed other children, but only because I have met other parents and I have become friends with them in real life
Oh,
or
okay.
online.
So she only follows these parents and children when she's become friends with them. Well, how did you become friends with them if you didn't know about them? You met them in another group and you learned about them from other things that you've seen and watched, and then you became a friend. I don't know about her.
My child is going through what they are. And so I can relate to them. But I actually don't follow any children's pages anymore. You know why? Because I don't want to know the intimate details of what's going on in somebody's life.
I don't
Not
believe
only
that.
that, let's not even like discuss
Because
like
clearly she was following Susan. And if she wasn't following, she still was looking at what Susan was doing to know all these details. She was still watching. She was still paying attention. I've always loved Tati too, and her palettes are very beautiful. And I have one of her palettes, and it is actually my favorite palette to use. I do need more, though. I do need more, and I can't wait for her to put something else out that's new.
Yes, I can't wait
Yeah,
either.
she only wants birth certificates and death records. Yes, or any court record in that matter. She'll take any court record.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Waxy, you just watched your first Tati video? Oh, you're gonna love everything she did.
Yeah,
She
you
has
are.
so her 2 new videos last week were both amazing. You're gonna love the stuff I think Tati has grown so much in the course of just a year not being online, and she has become even better than she was before. And I loved what she did before. She has become so amazing. You're definitely gonna love everything you watch. I promise you that.
Yeah,
She
she's
gives
very talented.
beautiful advice and shows how to do makeup that I didn't even know you could do certain things with makeup. Yes, you will totally enjoy her videos.
You will.
Yes, bills never stop. That's why I gotta go to work today. I
Yep.
wish the bills never stopped. Oh, I mean, I wish the bills stopped. Excuse me.
Oh yes, those lovely, lovely
It would
things
help a
called
little
bills.
bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Yes, she is Waxy.
She
She
is
is. She
so
does look
lovely.
happy to be back, and we
Yeah,
all are happy she is back.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy and
No,
everybody's happy.
I agree. The Bi Sisters wasn't a good look,
But no, it
but
wasn't.
her history shows she is a class act. And you know
Yeah.
what? We are now seeing from that Bi Sister video that she was kind of right, though, too, in the sense about what James Charles was doing. And it wasn't a good look.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at with something going on in my personal life right now, whether or not I do know. So we'll talk just very slightly about the issue. The two other girls that were a part of this channel have now left. They did put out a video regarding it, and the things that they said, so much of it was not true. And I could sit here and do a video myself and point out all of the different things that they said that weren't true and what they did to me. But I'm not that type of a person. And honestly, I cherished their friendship and I'm still hurt by what happened. And if they want to say what they want to say, let them. I know what really happened. I know what really went down. And it just hurts my heart that they have to make this public when it has nothing to do with the public. And they didn't have to do what they did on the channel as well. They could have talked to me. We've always talked. We were always friends. So why they didn't come to me and talk to me, I still don't get. But it's their choice. And I know what I'm doing. And I know, I'm not that type of a person to, as much as I would love to sit here and tell you guys everything and point out everything that they said and what was wrong.
It's not gonna solve anything.
Exactly. And I'm not here to turn anyone against them. And as much as they are trying to turn people against me, that's not what I'm about. So let them do what they want to do. And I know what I'm going to do. And I'm going to just continue to do this and talk to you all and know that I love you guys and you guys love me and you support me. And yes, exactly. I'm going to take the high road. A moral compass is everything. And I love you too, please, wife. Yes. But yeah, definitely wasn't a good thing what happened to Tati, and she learned from her mistakes. And I think she did take a high road by also not just coming back and talking about everything, but just giving people just a glimpse into what happened and is just getting back into doing what she loves, which is showing people the makeup and talking to everyone. And I look up to Tati and what she did. So, and thank you everyone. I thank you for all your support. It means so much. And I knew I knew that I was doing this video today and I woke up to that and it was like, do I even do a video today? And I knew that I wanted to be here with all of you. And I knew that this would help me feel better regardless. So that's why I'm here.
Because you wanted to do this video.
Yeah. And I love being able to be here with all of you and to talk to you. So, yes. Yeah. Stina Marie, you're exactly right. Look at, yeah,
But I can't
Dottie in
read.
red. It's better
I'm
not
going
to
blind.
do a video.
I'm going blind.
It is.
I'm going blind. I can't read.
Oh, hey, Mama T.
Hey, Mama T.
This was around the time you started watching her. Oh my gosh. So you
Wow.
know about the craziness that KJ did around this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree, Shyla. I love that in her first video, she didn't even mention KJ. And I bet KJ was like, I'm so proud of you, Tati. And you know that she was looking for Tati to mention her.
Yeah, she
But
was. But hey,
there was enough mention as it was through that whole year. So,
God, yeah,
yes.
didn't the whole world know about that?
Yes, I am definitely going to be on that bus with you guys. For sure. For sure. I mean, yeah, everyone knew about that whole court case. That's
Mhm.
why Tati was like, yeah, I had some legal things going on. I think her thing is her and Swanson's thing is bigger than her and KJ's in Tati's eyes. And it is, because that was her business partner. So
Yeah, that is true.
she's more hurt that her business partner would do that to her, which I don't blame her. Hey, Bliss.
Hey, Bliss Chris.
Well, let's watch a little bit more of what's going on with this KJ.
The intimacy of like whether or not you want your parents, like you want people to know about like where your child's going to the bathroom or if they're showering or if they're having their period. But then there's this whole idea of she's not only doing that, but then she's also putting out there the medications that he's on, the diagnoses that he has, and his entire medical history for everyone.
I think KJ.
So if her children ever
put out what her
plan to have a
son's
normal
on.
childhood, or like even they have
KJ put out what she's on. We know
say that
she's
they
on
would be able to go
Adderall.
on and get a job. Well, guess what? Now every single person knows that her child has autism or schizophrenia, and they have 180 videos that they can watch to see whether or not they want to like that person or hire them.
You did the same thing.
I don't share my entire like medical history. I don't share my son's entire medical history. I have shared.
She doesn't share her whole entire medical history.
That age,
she does. That made me laugh. That I needed a laugh after everything. I needed that laugh. She doesn't share everything. She does. She might pretend like she doesn't share everything, but she damn well knows she shares everything.
Oh yeah, she does. Hang on 1 second. I'm trying to work out why Leanne is giving up on typing.
Who?
Leanne Ferguson. I give up on typing. I feel like that most days. I still think Swanson could come after KJ. He might do. You never know.
I believe. So let's talk about that really quick. And hey,
no, it didn't age well.
Kentucky girl.
Where's Kentucky girl?
Hey,
Kentucky girl.
I think the reason Tati went after Katie was that Katie's source was Swanson. I still do believe this, and that's where she got some of the information. And he was kind of saying, you know, put this out kind of thing. And I believe that this is why now Salty is nice to KJ, because KJ is going to be used in that court case.
Yes. But that's the thing.
I do believe it. That is why he is working with her now.
Yeah. But here's the thing, that people hated KJ that much that they made Swanson not Swanson,
Salty,
fucking S's, made Salty a white knight in that scenario.
He's an attorney.
And then their dreams were shattered when they realized, oh, he's a lawyer. He's looking out for his client.
Yep.
And if his client is after somebody else, he's going to go where the client asks him to go. So it's just, but yeah.
Where the client it's not even where the client wants him to go. It's what's best for the case.
Yeah.
And that's why. Listen, I worked for 2 attorneys, one being he was a very conceited man. He was very much, he was a great attorney, but he also did so many underhanded, sneaky, malicious things to benefit himself and his job and his money and income. As much as, and I pointed it out to him, there was things he did to me. My boyfriend, when I was working for him, my boyfriend had gotten into an accident where he rear-ended somebody. And he was like, make sure you take photos. I hope he's okay. I had to leave work to go there to pick up my boyfriend. So they knew like what was going on. They knew my boyfriend because that's how I actually got the job, was that my boyfriend's boss and them did work at both of their houses and at the office, landscaping and doing stuff like that. He went the next day and I was the person to usually get all the police reports. I drove to different police stations to get reports for clients and all of that. He went the next day to the police department and got the accident report, called the person that my boyfriend hit, and said, I will represent you. Because he knew that my boyfriend was in the work truck and what kind of a policy and things like that. He also then went back to the office. Now, I was the new client intake person. So all the new clients we got, I did all the intake for. I called them. I called the insurance company. I called the doctor's offices, all of that. He went to somebody else in the building and was like, hey, we can't let her know this. Keep this file at your desk and don't let her know. And then it was like a couple weeks later, I had gotten a medical record in for this person. And I'm like, we don't have a file for this person. Who is this person? Like, I didn't do the intake. And then I had gone on the computer and I looked into it. And then I got insurance papers and it had my boyfriend's name on it. Wow. And I knew right away. So I went to the person in the office and she was like, I hate that they did this to you. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is what happened. And I kept it in for a couple days. And one day he was like telling me that he needed me to do this, and this. And I said, you do it yourself. Because I was just so frustrated with him. And I mean, I wasn't his personal assistant, but anytime he needed something, I said, how high, how far do you want me to jump? I'll do it for you. That was the person I was. And I still am. And I said to him, you do it yourself. You find it yourself. I didn't. I was so frustrated. And then I kind of let it out that I knew, and he had no words to say. Wow. And I actually was going away that weekend. I was actually going to EPOG, the camping trip that I was talking about last night. And I had left the office thinking that, I was done there. And the guy that actually the attorney that owned the office, called me up knowing that I had, gone away on this trip. I didn't answer the phone. They were like, don't answer for him. You're here relaxing. Don't answer. He left a voicemail and he called me right back. After I listened to the voicemail, he was calling me right back. And he called me back. He offered me more money to stay. He told me that he didn't want to lose me, that he was sorry that this other attorney had did this, and that he doesn't want me to leave the office, and that anything he can do, he would do for me. I ended up going back. I needed the job. It was a great job. I liked what I was doing. I liked working in a law office. It was the first time I had ever worked in a law office to know that I was interested in law and liked doing that profession. So I did go back and I did stay for a long time. And then COVID happened and they had to cut the office in half. And I was one of the people that got let go. But it just shows that these are how these attorneys are. It's they
Yeah.
do what is best for them and for the case,
Yeah, they do.
and they don't care.
Nope,
As
they
much as
don't.
probably, I hate to say it, as much as he probably knows and hates KJ, he's still gonna do what he's gonna do because it's
Yeah.
best for his client. He's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
kiss her ass. He's gonna. And
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
if you haven't watched Cher's channel with her guinea pigs,
You
oh,
so should.
Sherry's
And keep,
Cavies. I will link it in the description below for everybody.
yeah.
Share, please share your link because I know that you're here. Share your
Yeah.
link to your channel. It's an amazing channel.
It
And the
is.
guinea pig is getting so big. I
She
love it.
is. She's
So cute. And she's getting so big.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
attorneys are only there to benefit their
Yeah.
client and what's best for them. And some of them are just that way. So as much as I liked Salt from the beginning, I kind of knew he was going to turn up that way. And it didn't break my heart when it did happen because I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And Snoop did share it above. You're amazing.
Yeah. By the way, hi Billy Martin and hi Bugs BB.
Yes, it was our little live Discord birth. It was.
It was. Yes, it was.
We were there for when the mama gave birth to her. She's our little angel.
Yes, she is.
So let's continue some more though with this KJ craziness.
There are some really good lawyers. There are, yeah, there are some good lawyers.
There are good lawyers. There are.
Yeah.
Emily is one of them. I will give you that. Emily is definitely one of them, and there are a lot of other good lawyers. Hi, Billy.
Hi, Billy.
There is, but majority of them are only doing what's best for their clients and them. Yeah. And to find a good lawyer is like very hard to find nowadays. Unless you're the one, going and trying to sue somebody, then every lawyer is going to be your best friend. And that's a thing.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, it's like, I was just going to turn around and say that that's okay, Rebecca. And Salt's, I think Salt's is a good lawyer. It's just people don't like him right now because of the way the lawsuit went. But he's a lawyer. He's going to look out for the best.
He did what was best for his client. And if they wanted KJ, they probably went to her first, with the cease and desist saying you need to stop talking about this. And then they probably found out more information. That's why they decided, they probably said, hey, we won't see you unless you tell us this. And she was probably like, nope, come after me. You know how KJ is.
Didn't she say that? Didn't she say that in her live?
She might have. I believe she did. I don't remember it. I might have it clipped. Who knows? But they probably went to her first and were like, we're going to see you if you don't help us, kind of thing. And we'll prove that you did defame our client and all of that. And that could have been why everything went down, to then have this now keep going after her. And they reached the settlement, which is like, listen, we will settle this if you, and she was probably tired. I mean, she was probably had enough. And she knew by them going into Minnesota instead of Washington that their defamation laws are much different. And she looked, it would have been worse for her there. Definitely would have been worse for her there. Definitely. But yes, let's continue.
I shared things like he has autism. He does. But beyond that, I don't really go into like a lot of the specifics anymore because it's not my story. It's his. But, Janny's telling, or Susan's telling every single person how many milligrams of whatever drug she has her kids on. And then she's taking videos of giving the medication. Why?
Yeah, that's not right.
It's weird. Okay. So, hold on.
It's not right. Oh. I didn't hear gulp. I didn't hear clink.
That I want to be annoyed at the mothers that are doing this.
I don't know about you.
I also, in the same breath, want to question the people that are following this and supporting it.
It's anyone it's loud.
That's what I want. Blindly supporting it. Like, we all want to feel like we're contributing, especially if someone is going through something that's really hard. But like, come on, we need to stop making mothers that have children with disabilities into martyrs. We do, because it dehumanizes their children. It makes the children seem like they're difficult, like they're a burden, like they're an impossibility.
The mothers that are there for their children with disabilities are amazing mothers. Why can't we tell them that?
I just can't believe she said that.
So we're not supposed to. So when she's looking for sympathy, when her son goes through something and she goes and posts on Twitter, this is what she's going through because she wants the sympathy and attention. We're not supposed to be like, hey, KJ, you're doing a great job. Like, that's what you're trying to say right now is you don't want that, but you're looking for it when you do it. Come on.
And Liam makes a good point. You do realize you can't separate your child from their disability.
That
nope,
is
you can't.
So true. You can't.
But yeah, the hypocrisy right now is just like screaming.
It's blinding.
Yeah.
It's blinding.
To grow up and become an adult and look back on their lives and know that their mother thought that they were so hard, that they put such a burden on their family, and that because of their disability, mom's life sucked. Think of what that would do to the child's self-esteem. Seriously. God. I will never say and you know how I ended up changing my mind about this? Because I used to be guilty of doing some of the things that Susan does, not anything to the extent that she does. And I certainly am not making my son sick. But you know how I came to the notion is I started talking to adults that have disabilities. And I started thinking about it from their perspective. And I started talking to them about what it was like for them and how their parents treated them. And they were devastated to know that their parents that thought of them as burdens. They were devastated to know that, their parents were so unhappy because of their limitations or the stress and the burden that their health put onto the family. And that's a lot of weight for a child to go through. It doesn't feel good for you as an adult when you're not able to contribute and when you're like, there's nothing shittier than when you feel like you're a burden, right?
Exactly.
Like, I hate it when I'm sick. I hate when I can't contribute. I hate it when I can't work. I want to
She's literally describing herself. You are absolutely right, Blisker.
Yeah, she really
kids deserve that too. Like, they shouldn't grow up in a world thinking that like mom and dad hated them because life was so hard because they had autism, or life was so difficult because they had a health issue. Like, every single person has shit they go through, whether it's illness or mental health.
Your son is going to think the same thing,
addiction, or parents having like shitty relationships, or single parents,
make it seem like
every single kid has something that makes life a little bit harder. And when we focus all of our time and all of our energy on the part that makes life hard, then the children don't turn into children, and then the children are just their burden. They become their disability. They become the negative source of everything to do with the family. And that's really the damage that has been done to Bodhi and to Janny. It's not so much, yes, is she putting too much medication on them? Yes. But the real damage is the fact that they've grown up with parents.
You are not a doctor, KJ.
No, she doesn't know that. She's just doing this perspective. It's speculation.
It is.
She's dressing up speculation as fact, and that's not true.
These are the types of video that got her in trouble, where she is saying these things as they are like fact when they are not. They're allegations.
They are. Oh, my life.
He doesn't know if that's how much the doctor is prescribed. We don't know if Susan was giving her children too much medicine. And she definitely does not know what is best for those children medication-wise. I don't know. She doesn't know. Believe me. I mean, what did she get? Like a degree in art or something? Not even like anything medical-wise.
Yeah, and by the way, I have too, Bliss Chris, when I've, because it's just like, that poor child. Like
I agree.
he's. I mean, I stayed in a lot as a kid, and it didn't really affect me that much. But I know it can affect kids.
Oh,
And,
yes.
but you just want to take him out and let him have some fresh air, or let him not run riot, but you know what I mean. Enjoy himself, have fun.
Yeah.
Big Papa's back.
You kind of want
In
to
the
shake her
house.
sometime and be like, KJ, KJ. You just want to shake her sometimes.
Okay,
I'm at that point.
in my head, I had the image of you doing that to a teddy bear right now. I don't know why, but I did.
No. Oh my gosh. 21 new. I just looked at Discord. We have 21
right.
new tweets from KJ
Oh, dig.
since
Oh, yeah.
9 a.m. when I looked at it.
Jesus
21.
Christ. Leanne says they are over medicated. I think she was right on that front. Oh.
She was. She might have been right, but she also is not a doctor to be like she's given them too much medicine. That's something she should be like. Oh, I think personally, she's giving them too much. It's the way she's saying it more than she's making it a fact when it's her opinion. And a lot of other people's opinions are the same. And I will give KJ that. A lot of other people's opinions are the same, that she was definitely over medicating her children.
Yeah, and I just want to say goodbye to Charlotte.
Bye,
She
honey.
says she's got to take off.
Love you,
friends.
and remember
Have a
to
lovely holiday.
smile, and we're all here for you, babe.
And we're all
We
here
are
for
all
you.
here for you.
Yeah.
And if you wanna join Discord, email me, and I will send you a link to our the squad Discord, not Sunshinery's, but Sunshinery has a big role there in that Discord. But everyone you see here is on that Discord, and we would love to have you. Anyone that wants the link, please email me below, or you can also hit up Hanil on Discord. His Discord name is. I'm going to look because I don't know his numbers by heart, but it is definitely Hanil, which is HANEAL #4808. And it is his Discord. I am one of the administrators on his Discord. That's why he lets Sunshinery have a lot of roles in there. And it's everyone. We're all there. So if you would like to be a part, honey, we'd love to continue to talk to you and make sure.
And
I was
reading chat.
You can say their new channel. Yeah, that's fine. And just so you know, Really Care, it was a big part of why I was just very much upset about what happened. So they did put out a video about me, and a lot of that video was very untrue and very much their side of things and not my side of things. And they said a lot of things in that video that I'm not going to talk about because I'm going to take the higher road and know that my friendship with them clearly meant nothing to them, and I still loved and supported them through everything, and that's fine. You can talk about their channel. If they continue to degrade me, that's on them. That's who they are. I'm not going to do that to them, though. Just know that. I know where my friendship was, and I'm not going to put out their personal life like they did to me. Everything that they said to me was a private conversation, and everything that I said to them clearly wasn't. And obviously, they didn't need to do what they needed to do. But yes, they do have a new channel. and you can support them. I support them, and there's enough room on YouTube for all of us. And I just don't like that they're saying things that aren't true. I liked their other video about Creepshow Art and what Creepshow Art's sister said and all of that. Stacy does make great videos. I mean, that was never an issue. But yes, go check them out. I mean, their channel is a great channel. I mean, Stacy makes great videos. So,
Yeah.
anyways, let's continue with KJ.
That have looked at them as burdens, they've looked at as make life hard, make life impossible, woe is me, I can't handle this. Like, that is going to destroy them completely. And that's going to do 10 times more damage to them than, I mean, listen, the drugs that she's got these kids on aren't great. They're not. But the emotional abuse that these children are going through by having a mother that does that is way worse. And it's way more detrimental. And it's going to have more negative impacts on their ability to have healthy relationships in the future and to have any chance of independence.
That's true.
So we have created a world where we watch people like her. Social media makes it easier for us to watch people like her. And I think, what we need to be doing as a society and, collectively is start talking about what's okay for children and what we really should know about other people's kids. And should we be supporting and following someone that overshares? And if we do see someone that's oversharing, don't follow them or stop.
I don't think we necessarily shouldn't
if you see something abusive, report it to CPS.
Everyone that overshares.
Honestly, after I write this story, I'm probably not going to spend a ton of time.
Some people, yes, overshare. It depends on what
Michael and Jani and Bodie, because
and if they are sharing
my
so much
point
of their
view,
children's
there's not a lot
lives,
that I can do.
then we need to
I can write a story
that person that says, "Hey,
what's going on,"
taking
and then
this a little
beyond
too
that,
far.
I can't control what happens with CPS.
Totally agree.
So investing
we
my
can't
time and
control what
energy
they do
in what
either,
she's doing
unfortunately.
just makes me a gossip, and I don't really want to be a gossip. I want to be an advocate for children, and so if we want to advocate for them, we really do need to be making those calls. We need to be reaching out to CPS. Hold on a second. Bringing up really good points. I feel like Susan has come to an assumption that her children's comprehension ability are to the point where they'll never seek out these posts of video and say, "Wow, this was really invasive."
We're following them. You know who started
she is.
this?
She's
TV
undercutting
farms.
their ability to
It's true.
understand. And a lot of mothers do this when they have a child that has limitations.
Katie did say it in her last video. TV Farms was the one giving all of her,
and they say,
her,
you know what?
giving
it doesn't
and getting
matter what
all
I write
of her
about my child because
information
they're
from.
never going to read.
Yeah.
So, okay, so then why is it if your child's never going to read,
it's okay,
and
Mama T. We know.
That still doesn't make it okay. It still doesn't make it okay
drunk
to put a picture
uncle?
of your child in their diaper. Hey. Your adult your adult child in their diaper online. That's completely inappropriate.
Actually,
and just because someone has a disability doesn't.
That's a good one, your drunk uncle. They say, I believe KJ has 3 people living in her head. You have Catherine, who is the reasonable one, Katie Joy, who runs the YouTube channel, and KJ, who is the drunk one that runs her IG and Twitter. I agree. She definitely has 3 different personalities going on, and you're kind of right there. You are definitely right there. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Truffle.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Truffle.
Yeah. All I hear is KJ yapping. You're taking over. Well, all she is doing is yapping at this point about Susan and saying the same thing over and over and over again, pretty much. That's what we've been listening to for the last almost 3 hours. We're at 2 hours and 44. It's just her yapping and yapping about Susan. And pretty much explaining things that Susan did to her children that Katie now does to everybody else's children and other people. It's crazy.
So is.
I don't want to skip ahead, but I want to skip ahead a little bit.
But, and I'll be right back.
No problem, because she's literally going over the same thing over and over again, and I will be starting to have to get ready for work very shortly. I'm gonna skip ahead to the 50-ish minute mark right here.
The skills are still there. It's just that they're kind of tucked away in the back, and there's other things that they're dealing with. There's other things that they're working on. When I look at Bodie in terms of his verbal skills don't typically regress in children with autism at the rate that his regression has happened. His regression to me is directly correlated to the amount of medication he's on. Because if you look at him in videos where he's not on a lot of medication, he talks and he's able to communicate, and he has
She doesn't know that for
the
a
ability
fact,
to answer
though. That's the
questions,
reason.
and he can say sentences. But when you watch the videos of him, when he's on all those medications, he can't respond, and he doesn't respond because he's like in an altered state.
It might
and
be
I was
the
actually
reason.
reading about
It might not.
Thorazine today, which is one of the medications that she has him on, and it actually creates like muscle stiffness. And so when you have stiffness in your muscles, and then it also creates like fatigue, and like it like zones you out and makes you super tired. So like if you're constantly like in the stupor and in a fog, and then your muscles are stiff, you're just not going to be able to talk. And because of that, like it is called dystonia, is like when your muscles get stiff and your face kind of droops. It also causes you to like drool, which you'll see him doing in some of the videos, is that instead of talking, he's just drooling because, you know, his muscles are stiff and he's so relaxed. So I would venture to say that that was probably one of the big things one of the biggest discrepancies I picked up on them in terms of how they defined his verbal communication. I was like, he's not nonverbal, like at all.
And neither
nonverbal children don't communicate.
She said that about her son, that he's not verbal,
and they can't answer in sentences.
He's not
my friend's
as verbal
daughter,
as she would like,
who
him
I
to
absolutely
be at.
love.
And he's very verbal.
Her name
I've seen him.
Olive,
I've heard him talk in
She
Instagram
is 9 years
videos,
old, and she is nonverbal.
Even in this one,
she can't
the
say
one
anything.
we watched last week, he was very
she can make
much
sounds and
talking
make noises,
very
and she knows like
and express that
sign
he not want to
language,
be on
and
camera.
she has like an iPad
that was
where
when
she
he was
can
5.
communicate, but she literally cannot speak in words. Bodie can use words. Bodie can answer questions. Like when Bodie's not heavily medicated, he can actually speak in sentences. Is it like the same like way that you and I would communicate? No, like, but he still can communicate. So he's not considered, in my mind, nonverbal. And I don't think that that's an autism regression. I don't think it's that he's getting worse. Autism regressions most commonly happen around like 18 months. And then again, when they get a little bit older,
Leanne. They have different
as the demands
issues.
as our demands increase, like they just can't keep up as much. And so it's harder for them to keep up and maintain the same level of response, like demands on them. So I didn't get that sense from him. But again, I'm not around him all the time. I'm only seeing videos. I'm not his psychiatrist.
We need to talk more later about all of this.
But I do think he's a lot more verbal than he could be. And I think the drugs definitely
I need to find myself
impact
better
that,
medication.
as well as, you know, he slurs, and so does Janny. Like Janny damn near slurs in like half the videos I've seen. And when you see videos of her when she was little, she didn't slur. And so that's medication for sure. Just think of how when you feel when you're super doped up. And a lot of those medications that they're on are completely like dope. They're doped.
She's giving her opinion.
This whole world of
it could totally be over medicated. But we don't know
oversharing and overexposure, and how we have manifested in a society where we've.
You back?
I'm back.
I could tell. I had to pause because the way the volume came back on.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay, babe.
Created martyrdom for mothers of children with special needs and disabilities has resulted in the fact that you're going to see more moms like Susan. You're going to see more of these out there. And they've actually done studies. There's just a study coming out that social media is making it easier for parents that have these antisocial behaviors, which Munchausen by proxy is considered an antisocial like behavior.
Oh.
It's a mental illness. It's a personality disorder.
She knows a lot about it.
It's easier for them to get the input that they want. Women that have Munchausen's by proxy are seeking attention. They want the sympathy of raising a child that's sick. They want to be looked at as martyrs. They want sort of all of that, like, what, even if it's negative attention, that's what they want. They want the attention
I
of,
just want to say,
you are such a good mother because.
And she just described herself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was just want to say, KJ, there is this thing.
That's why I was going, because everything she was saying, it was like, okay, that's you. That's you.
There is this thing called a mirror.
Yeah.
She might want to go and look in one.
She definitely might. I mean, we are not saying, we are giving our opinion right now that she definitely might have this, and she needs to go seek a doctor to find out if she has it or not.
I don't know. I mean, technically, she's not making her son sick. Her son already has the disabilities that he has. She's just
she's seeking the attention. She wants the attention because she has a son that is sick. She doesn't care if it's negative. She wants it regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I think it's getting worse. I mean, the mommy blogging is where it started, and then she realized, wow, I can get she must have been craving attention in a way. I mean, she was writing, I guess, before that point, but not really. She was writing for Pathios and all of that, and that's how she kind of got into YouTube, yes. But the more attention she got, the more she wanted to do it. And she was like, she realized, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be covering my son. So she did give herself, I'll give her that. She did realize it was only going to hurt her son in the long run, that she needed to stop. But then she started doing it, talking about other people's kids. And it's so wrong.
She needs. So I'm
she does. She does need to see a therapist.
She does.
I agree. And I agree, your uncle. Your drunk uncle. Your drunk uncle. I love that.
That's a good screen name.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who she associated with after covering this case? 2 women who were putting out false information about MBP. Who's MBP?
I'm trying to figure out where you're reading.
2 up.
Oh,
From the one that you got highlighted, it's.
Oh, okay. Do you know who she associated with after covering this case? 2 women who are putting out false information about MBP. Really? Munchausen by proxy is MBP. Josh.
Oh, I should have got that.
It's okay. I need to look. We need to talk later about that, Leanne. That is something I did not realize because I wasn't watching KJ at this time.
No.
So it's interesting to hear this now.
That'd be interesting.
Yes.
Yes, it would. That'd be very interesting.
Very interesting.
It would.
So she learned more about it from these women then too, I guess.
But it's misinformation. So That's interesting.
Yes, I do remember that stream, Stina.
Oh,
I
is
did
that
watch that one where she went over every detail of all of her son's illnesses and medications. She did do that, and yet she's sitting here saying you
don't
don't
do
do
that?
that.
Yeah,
They became friends with Gypsy Rose too. OMG. We need to talk. Oh my gosh. And that was a story I played close attention to. I like the true crime, and I know a lot about different true crime stories and things like that because that is one of my passions to watching and learning. It's curiosity and learning about it that makes me want to
yeah,
watch stuff like that. It's
yeah.
interesting.
By the way, it's Ballistic says it's called factitious disorder now.
What? Oh, really?
Mm.
Very interesting. Very interesting to know. Fictitious disorder now. You think. Okay, good to know. I'll have to look that up too. That's very interesting.
It is. The more you learn.
And I agree, Big Papa. My ADHD does cause problems too. I've learned to manage it for the most part, but then there are just times that you just can't manage it and it can get a little bit out of control. Yes, Bugsby, I did see there is a new documentary about Gypsy Rose on HBO. And you know what? If we want, for all those that are on Discord, if you're not on Discord, like I said, email me. I'll be happy to send you a link. We can all watch that together. We can't watch it here on YouTube, unfortunately, but
Copyright laws.
we can watch it together on Discord. So if we want to do that, I'd be happy to watch that with all of you. I think we'd all be very interested to see that.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And her story is very interesting. It is
I think I've
very
heard. I think
interesting.
I've heard little bits about it.
She was the one that had a lot of medical issues, and her mom kind of put it out there for people that she had all these issues and to help, and her mom made her seem like she was younger than what she was, and the issues were worse
Yeah,
than they were in actual real life, and we found that out later. But she ended up talking to somebody online, meeting somebody, and she wanted out, and
yeah.
she
Now I
got,
remember that story.
yeah.
Yeah. Now I
Yeah.
remember that story. Yeah.
Yeah, she
It's
had no
crazy.
medical issues. In the long run, she had no medical issues at all.
KJ
And
had
that
a
was
dip.
what we found out in the long run of everything. Her
Wait.
mom made her have all these medical issues that she did not have.
Yeah. Wait. Stina
It
Marie
was,
says,
I
"Does
remember they said that she couldn't walk and she really could walk. And it was like
yeah, it was a
crazy.
lot. Yeah.
Hmm.
Stina Marie says, does KJ still have her Gypsy Rose playlist? Now, when I read that, I thought music playlist, but I think it means YouTube playlist.
She might. I'm
She
gonna have to
might
look
do.
up. I'm gonna have to look into that. That'd be an interesting video we can watch on Katie, a Gypsy Rose KJ video. That'd be a very interesting one.
It
I'm
would.
gonna
That'd
write
be.
this down for me to look into. Does KJ have her Gypsy Rose playlist? If not, we might be able to find it, Stina. If she doesn't have a playlist, we might be able to find her playlist somewhere that we can watch it still.
Yeah. I'm sorry you go through that, Big Papa. Like, damn, you can't take any of the medication. That sucks.
Yeah, I don't take medication for my ADHD. I stopped taking medication for my ADHD when I went into high school. One, because I wanted to learn how to control it, And two, I didn't want to be that kid to have to go to the nurse's office every day at lunch and be made fun of, because I was made fun of a lot for being that kid that had to go to the office every day in middle school. And there's going to be an ambulance going by. I'm going to mute myself really quick.
Okay. Yeah, that's funny, Rebecca. Tati paid her dust. We might need to pull up. We might need to pull those quickly. Maybe, just maybe. I stopped meds after college. Oh, cool. Troubles. I think a lot of people may stop meds due to side effects, and some people do it, as Jackie Sunshine had said, to control it. Brad Paisley song the internet. Whoa, that jumped. Song the internet is forever needs to be KJ's theme song. Well,
Yes. Oh my God, that would be a great theme song. And
It
truffle,
would.
yeah, wow. But that was the thing. Like I wanted to learn how to control my ADHD better, and I know it was a struggle for me in high school with the whole learning. And here's a motorcycle now.
They're all going past you.
Oh yes. It was a struggle in high school for me because I wasn't on the medication, and it took a long time. And in a college, I was better at knowing that I had this issue and I needed to learn different ways to learn. Some teachers were better at teaching me, and those were the ones more that I understood and loved their classes. And there were others just that taught one way and one way only, and they didn't care to change it up for anyone.
Yeah. And I'm sorry your son went through that, Bugsy.
Yeah, me
No one
too.
should be bullied for their
I
medical
understand
conditions.
where he was too, because I went to a small elementary, middle school where it was the same. Ooh, my camera came in, guys. My boyfriend just brought it to me. My camera came in. Yay! I'm so excited. Now I'm just going to figure out why my microphone wasn't working before the stream. It worked great last night. So
Yeah.
I might need to buy myself a new microphone. Who knows? But yeah, that was the same 9 kids from kindergarten to 8th grade. Yes, we had kids come and go, but it was the same 9 kids that I graduated with. And they bullied the crap out of me. One of them being my own cousin. And that was the sad part.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Stina Marie says she has ADHD. She's not medicated. Getting enough sleep is one really key thing to being able to handle it.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait to plug this in for you guys. I wish I had more time because I'd plug it in right now and see how it works. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Ah! Not that I don't have a camera, but this is a nicer camera. It's a better quality. It's 1080, so it does much better HD 1080 pixel videos. So it'll be better quality as well. And me and Josh wanted to do a makeup stream together, and now we can do it together because it's going to be a better quality of video. Oh, I'm so excited.
We can.
It was one of my Amazon Prime Day orders.
Yes, it was. Bugsy says, my son always struggled in school. He ended up dropping out and getting his GED. Not enough teachers understood ADHD and the effect it has on learning. Again, that happens a lot. I know things have moved on a little bit now.
Yes, that's true
It
too.
was the same for autism as well. Not everyone understood autism, and teachers really didn't understand it, so they couldn't teach properly
And
to
it came with a tripod.
kids with autism or ADHD or any medical health condition. All sorts. She's just happy. She's just happy. She
This
got a
just
camera.
brightened my day. I forgot this was coming in. So I got a lot of new little gadgets for YouTube. One being a new camera. Not that I don't like my computer camera. I just wanted better quality videos. Like I said, this does the 1080 megapixels, which are much better quality.
Mhm.
I got myself a ring light, a 10-inch ring light, so that way it's better lighting as well.
Oh.
And this camera is amazing. I am so happy about it. I love the tripod.
Nice. Okay,
Oh,
Truffle.
bye, Truffle.
Bye, Truffle.
So let's continue with this KJ craziness. We are almost towards the end as well. We are almost there.
You are
Almost
raising
there.
that sick child. And so, you know, what ends up happening is that, you know, with the
Hey,
online
girl,
world,
we're
everyone
just
can have a
watching
page and
KJ
everyone
video
can
stuff.
overshare. And so what you'll see is that these moms, how you can kind of tease these women out,
Yes,
and I
happy
have a good
Saturday.
sniffer for this, is they always have an emergency. So that's like literally one of the first things that you can look for. If you're following someone and every day there's something dramatic happening, like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to the hospital. Oh, we're going to the ER. Oh, please pray. He can't eat. Oh my gosh, we can't poop. Like, that's how they get attention. So they create an emergency so that they can captivate you. And then after the emergency is over, then they have this like calming period where there's like everything will be fine for a little bit. And then they're going to need their next fix. And so another emergency will happen. A lot of times what ends up happening is that the behaviors escalate.
And sometimes
so
life happens.
Someone on Kiwi Farms actually made a really good point, and I will say this outright. I have covered a lot of women that have done way worse things than Susan's done. Way worse. Like, she doesn't even like reach the level of disparity and abuse that a mother can do that has a disorder like this. There's a mother in Georgia right now that put her child through multiple brain surgeries that weren't needed, a neck surgery that wasn't needed, a back surgery that wasn't needed. The child had a feeding tube, was confined to a wheelchair. I mean,
is she
put
talking
the
about
child
Gypsy
on
Rose?
28 medications. That is escalated behavior. That is
because that was all Gypsy Rose stuff,
kill the
kind
child.
of right there.
So, you know, putting a child
to a
on really
wheelchair,
high doses
had
of
surgeries that were
antipsychotic
not
medication,
necessary.
is it nice? Is it great? No, but there are moms that do so much worse. And in the grand scheme of the Munchausen by proxy
is her
mothers,
son in the background
she's pretty
or someone
tame,
else?
to be honest.
It might be.
I mean, think of
Oh
like
gosh,
what
I hope
Dee
it's
Dee
not.
Blanchard put
We don't
her
want to
daughter
show her
Gypsy
son.
through, and how they had to sit in.
She does show her son. That was why we couldn't show last week's video.
She didn't have
because
cancer.
the first 45
You know,
seconds.
she gave her daughter anti-seizure medication for such a long time that her teeth rotted and fell out. Like, fell out. She had her daughter live in a wheelchair and she couldn't walk because she told people that she couldn't walk. She convinced a judge that her daughter was incompetent. And so then she told people that her daughter was younger than she actually was, said that she was 16 when she was really 23 and had a feeding tube in her and was making medical choices for her.
I kind of feel like she's talking about Gypsy Rose here.
What Susan's doing by comparison, is it terrible? It sucks, but it's not like in the world of Munchausen by proxy, this could get way worse. And yes, like the drugs themselves could like put the kids into like cardiac arrest and cause like long-term damage. But in the grand scheme of like some of these moms like escalate to death, right? Like think about Lacey Spears. Like, this was a mother who decided that her child had a feeding disorder, created Failure to Thrive, got him a feeding tube, and then to create emergencies, she tampered with the feeding tube and put salt in there.
Yes,
and
they
then
were called
he ended
Gypsy
up
Rose
dying
by proxy. Fancy is
from
the
salt
one
poisoning.
KJ got into with.
So
they have a podcast.
Is there like are some
Mad
of her
Ginger
behaviors
Entertainment.
questionable? Yes.
They also have
Should
a
she fully
Facebook
have
account and a
Munchausen by
YouTube.
proxy? I don't know. And I wrote that article today, and I'm still
Really,
not
Mama
sure.
T,
Maybe
I'm
she
definitely
has
gonna hit you
touches
up
of
about
it,
that as
but I
well.
honestly think a lot
Yeah.
of this, more than anything, is her unmedicated
Wow.
bipolar and the fact that she is in
I'm writing
constant
this down so I
mania
can check
with
it out.
paranoid delusions. And she has manifested that behavior onto her children. And then she has become addicted to the attention of being the mother of a child that is sick. And so has she exaggerated that? Yes, but I do think a lot of this is her mental illness. And so, you know, not all of them have mental illness. That's the thing, is some of them just have the Munchausen
True
by
crime
proxy.
podcast. I've heard
Is
of
it
that.
qualified as a mental
I've heard
illness?
of
Yes,
that.
but Munchausen by proxy is
Oh.
actually not considered a chemical disorder. It's considered like an antisocial behavior. It's not considered anything that you can treat. Mothers that have this are not able to admit that what they're doing is wrong. They,
We are so glad
a
to
lot
have
of them
you. Yeah,
have
girl, Sherry.
borderline personality disorder,
Yes,
which I know
yeah.
upsets people. People are always like, don't lump borderline personality disorder
And we are
into
glad to have
MPP,
Snoop here too. She
MPP,
did.
but they overlap.
She did
A lot
do
of them
of
have
true crime
narcissistic
stuff.
personalities, and
Our
a lot of
Snoop.
them are
Yeah.
sociopathic and pathological liars. And none of that is actual like
This
chemical
is Katie Joy
imbalances. Those are like
describing
learned
Katie Joy.
behaviors,
It's been like this
and
like the whole time.
like personality
Oh,
issues.
yeah.
And there's not, unfortunately, with the current state of the psychological world, there's nothing that you can really do for a personality disorder if someone doesn't want to get better. So if someone is a narcissist and they don't want to, and they're okay, they have to admit that they're a narcissist. And how many narcissists do you know that are like, I'm a narcissist? They don't. How many people that are sociopaths that lack empathy say, I'm a sociopath? They don't. So, you know, they don't, it's a deficit that they're not capable of seeing. It's a personality disorder. It's a learned behavior, and it's just a pattern of behaviors that they continue to perpetuate over and over and over again. I can link some information for you on Munchausen by proxy. I can link some information for you on borderline personality disorder, on narcissism, on all of those antisocial behaviors.
Really?
And I'm not a psychologist, so like I don't
That is
have
not Katie
like an
in the
expert
background.
world in this. I write about it a lot, and that's why
Is that
I
you,
can share that
Josh?
with you, because I've had to research
Wow.
it a lot in order to write my articles on it.
Is
Is
what
that
me?
I do think
I
that
can't hear what you're saying.
Hold on.
there's probably some overlap with.
I heard a child in the background.
It's not my child. I don't have one.
I know, that's why it was weird. I'm going to go back
No.
just a little bit, to a couple of seconds. I swear. Let's see if it's Katie.
I can link some information for you on borderline personality disorder, on narcissism, on all of those antisocial behaviors. And I'm not a psychologist, so like I don't have like an expert world in this. I write about it a lot, and that's why I can share that with you, because I've had to research it a lot in order to write my articles on it. I do think that there's probably some overlap with Susan. She probably has the bipolar, and then she probably has personality disorders.
Maybe it wasn't a child, but it was
they can
coming
overlap
from your end.
And it sounds like
Was it
she
your
had an
cat?
abusive, she like grew up in an abusive environment. So, you know, she very well could
My
have
cat's over by Chris playing PC.
borderline personality disorder, or she could have narcissism, or whatever.
That's what we were hearing.
It's hard to know. If you're not her treating psychiatrist or psychologist, you know, all we're doing is really speculating.
You might be able to, I don't know.
Let me just see. I feel like she wants fame rather than sympathy. I can send it to you if you want, but Susan wrote a pilot for a TV series called Get This, Ellie's Psych. The script is ridiculous, and she was hoping to bring it up on back and forth. Yes.
Her son.
So she's addicted to fame. She's addicted to the
cow
attention.
plant came back to
So
life.
She has the mental illness, and then she's also addicted to the fame and the attention, which is.
And you are so right. She does describe herself perfectly
with Munchausen by proxy either. So she could have that too. And someone actually brought up a really good point, is that, you know, when she first had Janny, she wanted to put Janny into acting. And when that wouldn't work out because Janny's behavior was not consistent with a child actress, she turned Danny into a schizophrenic. And that's how she got her fame. So was this all part of a twisted plot for her to get her attention and her rocks off and her,
I'm definitely be looking
5
more
minutes
into
of fame?
Susan
Who knows?
Schofield. I
But
like
what we
way
can
more
do
than I already kind of looked
is
into.
we
I
can
only looked into it a
stop
little
giving
bit,
these people a
but I'm
platform, and we
definitely
can
going to be
stop,
looking into this way more.
supporting TV shows that
Just because I'm
are
interested to know
exploiting
where they are now,
disabilities, and we can stop watching shows
what all
that
this was
exploit
about,
children. I
Yeah.
mean, think about
and where
all
KJ
of the
was getting
reality
all of
shows
this.
and
Like
how
what
fucked
was
up these
going
kids are
on
going to
when
be.
KJ
Like,
was watching this? in
I always think about
2019.
John and Kate from like John and Kate +8 or whatever.
John and Kate
Those
+8. She
kids
still
are gonna
talks
be
about him.
so fucked. Not just because Kate is their mom, because she's a fucking bitch, but like their entire life has been on camera and they have zero privacy. Or same with the kids that are on like Teen Mom, like that have been
And this
on
is where
TV
she got
since birth.
into Teen Mom stuff.
Like, what's going to happen to them when the cameras go away? Their entire life has been filmed. Like, their whole identity is wrapped up in that.
It is.
Like, those kids are going to be fucked. And it's like what happens to the kids that end up.
This is also why Chelsea from Teen Mom decided that it was not, she didn't want to have her life on camera all of the time anymore. This is why she gave up Teen Mom, for her kids' sake and for everything that she had gone through with Teen Mom. I mean, I don't think thought when they signed up for Teen Mom that it would be such a big franchise and where they are now with it, because they did stop for a while and then they brought them back and it was Teen Mom OG, you know what I mean? So they definitely didn't think that they would be where they are now. And I know I was a Teen Mom fan. I watched 16 and Pregnant into the Teen Mom, and it was interesting to be able to watch them grow up, become the adults that they are now, and see where these children are as well, not just them. It was I don't watch it as much anymore, but if it's on, I will watch it. So yes. Yep. It is definitely doubling down on ignorance. You are right.
Yeah, it sure is.
I do feel like, and how would she know? Exactly. She probably, this is me, my mind working and thinking crazy. I kind of feel like maybe KJ started to do the mommy blog kind of stuff to maybe get a TV show. Maybe she's jealous in a way, because she talks a lot about all these people in the TV shows and all that. She kind of seems like she wanted a TV show.
Yeah, it does seem that
She
way.
wanted to be on these TLC kind of shows, and maybe she wanted them to do, her life and how she's raising her son that has all of these, challenges and things like that. It just kind of seems that way, especially the older content. Yes, go check out Josh's channel where he kills the cow plants and the dust bunnies.
I killed that. No, I don't kill the cow plant. The lightning killed the plant. The lightning killed the cow plant.
Lightning. Okay.
I may have actually accidentally stepped on some dust bunnies.
You definitely stepped on some dust bunnies. I know Chris killed a couple of them also, which also, if you do like watching him play Sims 4 and you're interested in getting the Sims 4, they are doing a deal right now on Origins, which is where you get your AE games and stuff like that. And you can play your games. They are doing a thing right now that you can get The Sims 4 for $4.99, $6.99, and that comes with the extra bonus content that they're offering. It's like a night party, the hats and all of that cool stuff. It's all the add-ons for $6.99, but $4.99 for the game, and then $2.99 for the add-on. So it's a total of like $6.99. I think it came to like $7 changed for me, like $7.21. I want to say for everything, because I did buy it last night, and I will be playing The Sims 4. I don't think I'm going to ever air me playing The Sims 4.
Why not?
What? No, that's your thing. That's your thing. I like watching you play The Sims 4. I don't think people want to watch me play The Sims 4. That's for sure.
Well, I didn't know people wanted to watch me play The Sims 4. It was just
I love watching you. I wish that The Sims had more interaction. Like, we could all play The Sims together. That would be fun.
That would be
Come
fun.
on, Sims, upgrade yourself.
Yes,
I can't believe we're on Sims 4. I mean, I remember playing the first Sims. Not gonna lie.
I do too.
I haven't played The Sims in a long time. So I can't wait to play and see all the different crazy things that you can do now.
A lot happens. You saw
Apparently a lot has changed.
Sherman's trying to make me look crazy. There was some storms.
We are almost to the. We are like 10 more minutes, almost a little less than 10 minutes.
God.
Let's listen.
Like being child actors is that once all the attention goes away, they're almost like emotionally stunted and like underdeveloped. And yeah, kids shouldn't be this exposed.
I agree.
What it is, you know?
Yep, I agree.
And
I agree. They should.
YouTube
if you want to put
really
your kid's life out there, you can. But I agree, there are things that you should and shouldn't expose.
Kids that are like have those channels, and all they do is play with toys, and they have like 4 million subscribers. Like think of Ryan. All he does is Ryan's toy review. Like literally, he makes the most money on YouTube. He's the richest kid on YouTube.
Oh yeah, the toy
kid.
He's a
fucking brat. And he's been on YouTube since he's been like 2 years old. And like that's the world of YouTube.
She has admitted that her son watches Ryan though.
Yep.
She has admitted her son watches him. Mm-hmm. And I've never really watched Ryan, so I can't say this. Maybe you guys can tell me if you've watched him or your kid has watched him. Do they show his personal life, or don't they just show him playing with toys? I thought that's what it was about. Like, they show him playing with toys.
I'm sorry. Have you seen what Snoop's put in the chat?
Yes. Cue the music. In the arms of an angel, just for 49 cents a day. You can save a dust bunny from the Stop and Charge.
Oh God.
Thank you, Rebecca. And that's what my plan is. I love you. I know you're a little behind, but thank you. And when you get to this part, I appreciate it, because you're absolutely right. And that's what I'm planning on doing, babe. You guys have made me, just talking to you that little bit made me realize I'm doing the right thing. But yes. Share. Sims humor. Love it. I love it. That's why I like watching Josh play The Sims. But I need to maybe look up Ryan's toy review, because I don't think they show a lot of his personal life. I thought it was just that they share the toys and different new toys and gadgets and things like that come out. He tries them, plays with them. I don't think they share like a lot of his personal life.
I don't think they did either.
But so I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm putting that on the list. Our list I got going on over here. Look at Ryan's toy review.
She's got a
I got a list, guys. I got a list. I got a notebook, actually, not just a list. I got a notebook.
So when she starts getting the hit list, that is when you should be worried.
They don't. He is a cute kid. Ryan's World. Just his little commercials. I've never seen him look bratty. Right? I've never thought of. I've seen a couple of like his. I've seen maybe like 2 of his toy reviews, and he always seemed like he was just a nice, genuine kid from the 2 videos that I saw and a couple commercials. In a 24-hour span, Katie Joy on YouTube. I don't want to see anyone else lose their channel. KJ on Twitter. Then I hope Creepshow Art loses her channel for doing what she did.
And that's the thing. Clown. People don't understand that she's completely different on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube. She's a completely different person on all 3. Oh, it's like, wow.
When you said that before, Drunk Uncle, you were absolutely right. There are 3 different KJs. There really are. There's actually 4 if you think about it. Because you got the YouTube, you got the Twitter, you got the Instagram, and then you got the one that, maybe thinks clearly that we don't see at all. I don't know what we'd give that one. But you are definitely right. You are absolutely right.
You are.
And you are Snoop. It is a great time. Yeah. Even if you don't like games, watching him play and cuss his sim is pure entertainment. It really is.
It's only because, like, I don't know how to play the game fully, so my sim just does what it wants to do, and I'm like, well, what the F are you doing now? Like, it's like, sim. Oh my god, the hypocrisy I spat out my tea. Oh. It's a waste of tea. What? Not imposter.
She's a little behind. I know what she's talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I could barely handle 1. I don't know how I can handle all 4 of her. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how Todd can deal with her. Oh my god, poor Todd. But then again, Todd's a little bit crazy in the head himself.
Yeah, so. Todd's got some issues.
But let's finish this up because we're almost at the 3.5 hour mark.
Like famous for this KJ video, with toys,
and we're almost to the end.
Seriously. So, I think if anything, any new developments come up with the story, I'll definitely be following it. But in terms of really digging into some of the gossip and the hearsay, I did get some pushback on my article because they wanted me to go into more detail about the medications that he's on and what they do to his body and, why, Susan's not involved in this.
You ended up doing that on YouTube.
And she's not a compliant parent. I don't know that. How can I write that? I'm not at the meetings. I'm not privy to the appointments with her IEP.
But how are you going to talk about other people's if you're not?
She's in an appointment and he has ABA and she's saying that, I don't know if she's not compliant. That's hearsay and that's gossip. And I'm not going to write about it. And I'm also not going to write about how much medication he's on. I shared a chart and I talked about the medication she wants him to be on, but it's none of my business to share
she's not going to share the gossip, guys. But yet she said not even
go into the details of their marriage and
that she's on all these medications and these medications are the reason that she's like this.
What matters is
and that her mom is over medicating her.
But over
she's not going to talk about it
and
because that's
being
gossip.
Abused in front of the world and nobody's doing anything to stop it. So there we go. I'm probably not going to spend a whole lot more time on this story. I mean, I might, but who knows? I'm not really
we know you went deeper into
gossip. I try not to. I really try to stay away from that. So someone also made the critique earlier today, and they said, "God, your page, it used to be so inspirational, and now all you do is talk negative about people. You're so negative. You probably need to
I need to clip
stop being so negative, and your life is probably so terrible because you're so negative." Okay, first off, I'm not negative. This is my job. I literally do this this is my job. This is what I do for a living, you guys. I write
You chose to do this
stories.
for a living.
And I'm an advocate for children, and I write stories.
I'm totally clipping this part after we get off. She just said she's an advocate for children, guys. I thought she said she wasn't an advocate. But then there are times she says she is an advocate, but then she's not an advocate. But then she is an advocate.
Wow, you're making my head spin.
Well, this is how she makes my head freaking spin every time. She's like, I'm not an advocate, guys. And I can do a better impression, KJ, than you can. I like her like mean girl. Mine's better. My KJ impression is more spot on than her mean girl impression. But apparently she's an advocate, and that's at the 108.48 mark. I gotta remember that. I just wrote it down. I'm gonna clip this part, that's for sure, for the archives.
About children that are abused, and I write stories about anti-vaccine and pseudoscience, and I write stories about crimes against women and children, and what the world of faith does to people, and crimes of faith and that kind of stuff. And I'm I like cults, which is why I cover a lot of this kind of stuff too. And I'm a disability advocate, and so I don't if you were on this page because you think that I'm here to pump you up, that's really not what I do. I'm not here to make you feel like you're the best person in the whole world. I haven't done that
in 2019.
A long time. I don't know.
February,
I used to write articles.
February 28th, 2019, this video was.
Yeah.
So it's 2 years old, a little bit more than 2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
February 28th, 2019.
That it was.
Like a year
that
ago,
was a good
but I haven't written those kinds of articles in damn near a year now. And if you have been sort of lost in the shuffle and you haven't been on this page in a year, and you're yelling at me because I'm so depressing, first off, I'm not even writing about my life anymore. So I don't know how I'm being negative. I'm literally just writing about what's going on in the world.
Being negative by talking about other people's lives and negatively talking about them. You could have decided to write more positive things. Yeah. You wanted to be this advocate. I understand you wanted to advocate for this, but you could have advocated and also done more positive stories. And that's what they meant by you're so negative. What you're doing is being negative. You could have shown stories where the mothers that do this have showed not everything about their lives and how it's helped other people understand what their kids are going through just by this person sharing what she's going through with her kids. There are positive mommy bloggers out there. They're not all negative. KJ and for you.
I'll tell you something else. Nobody reads things about happiness. People literally don't care. I could write you 32 essays about daisies and nobody would write that. No one would read it. No one. People also don't want to read about I'm the best person in the world. They don't want to read about a happy relationship.
Yes, they do.
There's a line in journalism. If it bleeds, it leads. Okay? And
there you go. And that is why she does what she does. We're at 1:10:36. Let's go back just a couple seconds. Here we go.
Line in journalism. If it bleeds, it leads.
If it bleeds, it leads.
And my beat is crime and debunking pseudoscience and advocating for children and sharing stories of abuse.
That's why she does what she does, people.
And that's what I do. And that doesn't mean that I'm negative. That's just I'm sharing
She's
stories
doing it for
about
the
the
clicks and
world
views.
that a lot of people don't hear, and
yeah,
a lot
well
of
and
people
truly.
don't want to hear. And there's stories that matter, and kids that are abused, their voices aren't heard, and they're the most vulnerable population we have. Children are
Agreed.
literally the most vulnerable population we have. So if
I
me
am too
writing
right now. You
about
just
children
can't
being
see me.
abused bothers you, just hit on like. You don't need to comment on my page and tell me, you used to be so positive. You must be going through something dark. I'm really not, actually. This stuff invigorates me and makes me actually very motivated and happy, because I feel like I'm actually making a difference
You're not.
by exposing bad behavior so that other
You're not,
people
though.
can be
You're
leery
not
of it
doing
and
any.
not
All
support
right.
bad.
You're exposing the bad behaviors and all that, but you're not making a difference. Why? If you're an advocate, you would do something about this. If you
Yeah.
feel like the mother was harming her children by what she was doing and putting out there, you would advocate for those children. You
Yes.
would call the proper people and the
Yeah.
proper departments to go and see and help these children. You would figure out a different way than just going and talking about it online and let it keep continuing. Clearly, you are not a good advocate.
Behavior.
Nope,
And so
she's
maybe
not.
we can move forward as a society, and we can be more aware of warning signs of abuse, and we can be more aware of how our actions contribute to this. So if your takeaway is, if you get any takeaways from this tonight, the only thing I can tell you is just don't watch it. Don't support Susan. Don't buy her book. Don't watch.
What a great advocate. Just don't watch it. Don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
A
You
real
should be
advocate.
saying,
Yeah. A real
I,
advocate would
as
have
an
the
advocate, will be
conversations.
trying to help these children. Yes, don't watch it, but I will be trying to help these children if you are such an advocate.
Yeah.
Her shows. Don't watch her stupid videos. Don't stalk her Facebook, because that's what she wants.
That's what
And
you
the
want
best
too.
way that you can get her to shut up is by ignoring her. And when she has
We
people
tried that.
stop paying
It doesn't
attention to her,
necessarily work.
she won't have an audience.
No.
And as long as she has an audience, this behavior is going to escalate. That, and like, obviously, if you see questionable behavior, call the police or CPS.
Oh,
All right, guys. I am going to go take a breather and get off my soapbox and pretend
get
like
off your soapbox.
I'm not morally superior, by the way. I was just sharing my perspective tonight. So have a good night, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
She's not morally superior, everybody, but that's how she feels nowadays, is that she is.
Yep, it's so interesting to see the difference.
I am so glad it is over.
Yes, me too.
She definitely has delusions of importance. That is, in my opinion, as well. That is in my opinion as well.
Yeah. That was a lot.
Oh my
gosh. Wow, we've been live for 3 hours and almost 40
we've
minutes.
reached the 3 hour and 38-minute mark. I do need to start getting ready for work as well, because I need to be in at 5. But
you do.
It was fun being here with everyone. I do like doing these with you guys. I'm going to do another one next Saturday. This is now going to be like kind of a new series kind of thing, where we just look back at old KJ videos and kind of see where it all began.
The evolution of KJ.
The evolution of KJ. Yes. Oh, look, where's my phone? There's my alarm going off to let me know to start getting ready for work. Sorry about that. So, that means I need to get ready for work, guys. Thank you, Josh, for joining us. And go check out Josh's channel. He will be probably doing a live later while I'm at work, and I'll be so sad that I can't watch it and be there. Oh,
Maybe.
but thank you everyone for being here. It was fun.
Yep, we've had
I will
fun.
see you guys maybe Monday or Tuesday. Maybe we're planning something. I got a new camera. Y'all heard it come in the mail. How excited I got. So
Yep.
let's see. We might do a test stream also to see how it works and all of that. If you want to join us for the test stream, that's fine. I'd love to have you guys come test it out with me and see, give me your opinions on it and all of that. But
Yes.
thank you everyone for being here. And Josh, give us your closing words of wisdom. I love them.
I'm sending love and support to everyone who needs it right now because we all need support.
Love you all. Bye.
Bye, guys.